Another man done gone. Another man done gone from the county from another.
It's Jax.
man done
What up,
gone.
Dollars? Let's go.
Martin Luther had a dream, but Freddy Krueger had a Ruger. Ex-Malcolm out the picture, so now we back to the future. Now we back to these losers embracing death like they used to, poking out they chest. But listen, son, now you leaking that future. So who's the shooter? Is it your man? Or was it a fan? Or was it a stand? I would beg to differ. In hindsight, I bet you he said he was not a nigga. Plus Biggie Smalls was just minding his business, yo. Smoking an Optimo. Somebody got to drop the homie Biggie has got to go. And they couldn't stop it, no, I wish that they could. Yeah, the world needs change, but man, I wish that we would. So why the long frown? A man hung from a 4-pound. His blood ripples on the floor from the wall sound. His mama sitting at the wake, hoping the Lord's found. Another dead, another gone now. Damn.
Another man done gone. Another man done gone from the county from another man
Shit.
done gone.
George Eliot said that it's best to be what you wanna be. Fucking do what you wanna do, so I do what I wanna do. Bet you did it to floss. Bitch, I did what I wanted. Bet you did it and lost. Bitch, I did it and won it. Shit, I'm never coming back. Listen, I just wanna rap. Gee, I told you all of that on about a dozen tracks. I don't give a fuck. I just wanna rap. Spitting fire on this track like a fucking thundercat. Plus this mic is bleeding rojo. This shit is a no-no. Rolling in that low-low. Plus I'm from that Baltimore. Need a folk, smoking on my logo. Ready for the woe, and we so sit it with the flow. Somebody got a ropo. Heard the lanes, and I swear they so too much love for the fame just to go broke. You said think I had the rap game in the show card. Never think I got the whole world in a rope. Gotta think of damn dog, you crazy. Is he the next Jay-Z? My crystal ball is hazy, but I don't know, maybe.
Welcome back to the Insanity Check podcast on the MTR Network. This is your host, Kriss here, and we are back. Finally, it has been a little bit of a time. Took a little. We had San Diego Comic-Con, and then I took another week off after that just to recover. First time in a long time I've ever done, like, maybe ever done a 2-week break for the Insanity Check. But we are back now. Apparently some things have happened since we've been gone, so we'll cover some of that stuff here. Joining me is no stranger to the Insanity Check. He's the host of the Unanimous Decision on the MTR Network. I got Dpalm on. What's going on, man?
I want to make it clear, this podcast will be recorded under protest. I am what you call a hostile witness in these proceedings. I was told we were going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con.
We are going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con. We are. Here,
Why lie to me and lie to them?
So,
Why lie to them?
so first of all, the idea that when I said, well, we can just do it on the Insanity Check, the idea that you thought we would just talk about San Diego Comic-Con on the Insanity Check.
Honestly,
with 2 weeks off, with all the stuff that's happened in the world, are you serious
I
right now?
understand that, like, Kriss and I text occasionally, and some texts, I'm like, yo, San Diego, because, like, every year we do a show, after he goes to San Diego, he comes back, and I get jealous on the air. It's very entertaining. Everyone laughs.
That's still going to happen.
Fuck you. I texted Kriss, was like, hey, man, Super Tuesday, I know Lady's been holding it down, but maybe we should step in and do an episode just for us to do a little San Diego Comic-Con recap. And without missing a beat, I think it's the fastest he's ever replied to a text. It was, what are you doing, Insanity Check? I was like, oh, that's dope. Because, we do special episodes like that. We'll do the movie preview episode.
Yeah, you're right.
That's movie preview. I don't get fucked with in that episode.
But I tell you, that's the movie
And there was
preview
enough
episode.
San Diego news that I thought maybe, just maybe, you were going to take this chance to just say, I'm going to give Dpalm a break.
You've been part of the network too long to be that naive, sir. And here's the thing.
I'm pretty sure that's victim blaming.
And in my defense,
I'm pretty sure, I got to look it up. I'm pretty sure that's victim blaming.
And in my defense, I might let it slide, but there's something you did, sir, that brought this on. Like, I am victim blaming right now. I don't care. Write me. I am saying this now. You shouldn't have been wearing that when it comes to this, because you did something, sir, this week. Well, actually, last week when I emailed you about another show. So I was like, we haven't done a character corner in a while. Like the last one we did, and like we still have like probably like one or two more, at least two more parts for Peter Parker to get through. Yeah. But I'm like, let's break it up. So we don't want to do 4 parts of Peter Parker in a row. I think even when we did Doctor Doom, we threw in, I think, Deadpool in between that and the last one we did there. Let's break it up. Let's add in some other characters. What do you want to do, right? So I asked Dpalm what he wants to do.
I'm ready for the lie.
And he did not. He did not, without a beat, say we should do Hawkman. Now, listen.
I didn't say that.
Dude.
I'm pulling up the emails right now.
You suggested Hawkman. That was not me.
I did that.
because of metal. Because of metal. I think it's because of that. Because metal was coming.
Shit, you might be right.
Right. So,
I think you caught me because I had just read something about metal.
Right. And so
you caught me in a weak place.
Now here's the thing. Again, for those who don't watch, read comic books and know nothing about some of the comic book characters, comic book and their characters can have a complicated history. I know we went through like Wonder Woman, her complicated history there.
Let me clean this up. They're basically modern day mythologies, but because information is stored so much better, all the little differences they got like told in different books, like just the Greek and Roman gods, for example.
Right.
Those little differences are now differences that appear every time a new writer gets a character, and nothing's ever erased because it's serialized fiction.
Right. And so and that happens.
There are certain characters where it's worse.
Yeah, and so that just happens with any of the characters. I tend to find, I know some people have a problem with this, I tend to find Marvel to be better because they don't really erase their history most times. They'll change it, but it's still part of the continuity a little bit. DC has no problem with just wiping out entire universes and getting really, really complicated. They get really, really fucking complicated with some of their shit. But nobody is more fucking complicated than goddamn Hawkman. Like, nigga.
I'm not going to argue with you about that. That's 100% true.
We're trying to do this show on Wednesday, and I'm like, I might have to become more days. I just need to figure out, I have Hawkman books that I've downloaded and I'm reading, and I'm like, okay, wait, where do I start? I don't know where to start. What am I doing here? Who is this guy? Just like
I'm just reading, spoilers, I'm just reading Jeff Johns.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I'm broad stroking everything else and just reading John.
No.
I don't have time. I don't have the kind of time it would take for me to actually do every modicum of research on Hawkman. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you said that because that's what I was actually going to do too. I was like, man, fuck this. I can't do this. This is too fucking much. Like, I might read some.
Like, I'm going to make this make sense, and that's why he's in charge of DC now.
Right. I might read some of the All-Stranger stuff after I do Jeff Johns, but that's just because some people say that it's good. But even then, it's just right. But it's just like, dude, like I get mad at the different. Them not being straight with his fucking name. One time it's Carter, then it's Kata with the K. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? This is already complicated enough. Can you at least,
except for when they're not.
Right. Can you at least agree on if Carter starts with a K or starts with a C? They can't even fucking do that shit. It's just like, it'll actually change in the same book. Like one person will say Carter, another person's like Kata. And I'm just like, you sons of bitches.
Honestly, what I think on some level, I needed this character to break you.
No, this is definitely gonna be the character that breaks me. Like this, and this is what
I think on some level between DC not having an unlimited service.
Oh God! That's the rant that is going to be coming on this next character corner, folks.
I think this was an attack by me, a subconscious attack.
I called a preemptive strike, and I will admit I might be the North Korea in this case. Because, you know what? I am kind of, I like poking you a little bit. But you definitely pulled a Trump here, man. You definitely pulled a Trump here. Not going to lie. You pulled a little bit of a Trump. And you're proud of it. You're proud of it. You're proud of all the mess you've made.
I had to send the message.
You had to project strength.
Look. It's not how strong you are, it's how strong they think you are.
Right? Well, sir, that was a great shot across the bow right there, man. But yeah, so that character corner will be coming, I guess sometime this week. We're going to figure it out, but it'll be coming soon. We're going to do that. I know we'll definitely be finishing up Peter Parker. I think we're going to do the next one on Peter Parker. When we do that one, it's going to be on other medium. To break it out, we'll talk about the TV shows, the cartoons and things like that. That'll probably be a shorter one. And then we'll finish up. I think the last two parts of Peter Parker will actually be kind of short because when we get, after we do after we do that second Clone Saga.
A Brand New Day and then Brand New Day on.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying because I think some of that stuff after we do Clone Saga and we do Brand New Day, stuff we kind of covered in the Rogue Wars one. Like, we covered a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of the Great Rhino story.
Right. So we'll just gloss over some of that stuff. So we'll get into that. Another thing I think we're going to do is we definitely still got to do this. We talked about doing the Batgirls, all the Batwomen in there. We're going to get to that sometime. And then also, Dpalm and I talked about doing some of the Milestone characters because there's still to talk about this Milestone revival, which we still haven't heard anything about from DC yet.
And the lawsuit.
Right, and the lawsuit that's come out now. Yeah, that's actually where it came from. I saw that. So there's two things that came from that. It was the lawsuit I saw, and then there's also the fact that when they're bringing back, and we'll talk about this when we get to the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, they're bringing back Young Justice, and there was talk about Static Shock and stuff like that. Him coming back as well. So we'll talk about that stuff there. We're also planning our Super Tuesdays. There's this fall, it's gonna be crazy. Actually, it might be a little bit better. I think that changing some of the show's dates, I'm actually happy personally that they've moved Inhumans and Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. to Fridays. That really breaks up our week for us. So we'll be doing our Arrow and Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Reviews and podcasts, Super Tuesday podcasts over the weekend. Flash and Legend of Tomorrow will be on, obviously will be on Wednesdays. We'll watch them on Tuesday, and then we'll review them on Wednesdays. There are a couple other shows, like Black Lightning is going to be a show that comes out over a mid-season break. Still not sure who out of the four of us is reviewing that and who's going to be on that. Might be a mix and match. I don't know. I'm open to that. I know Shannon and the Doctor. They for now Supergirl is their show. But if they want to take another show on, I'm by all means. I tell them that they can. They're just as much a part of Super Tuesday as we are. So
I want to go on. I will go on record here. I don't want to review it.
Okay, there we go.
Because I don't want to watch. Kriss, it hasn't excited me yet.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. So
I'm not excited for it. I don't want to have to fake it.
And again, I'll get into. We're gonna do the CDC stuff at the end, but I was kind of disappointed they didn't show. They hyped up about it being at preview night, and then they just showed the trailer again. So yeah, I do want to see more of it. I'm hyped off of it just after talking to the cast and the showrunners about it, because it does seem like an overload of blackness. But outside of that, I still need to see a lot more. And I just think that we haven't seen more of it because they don't have more of it to show yet. If it's a mid-season show, they're probably still shooting a lot of it going on right now. So that's probably why we haven't seen more of it yet, and why we keep seeing the same trailer over and over again. And that's it. So yeah, hey, look, if Shannon and the Doctor want to take that on, you're not going to hear any complaints from me sitting back and going, fuck it, I'm fine with not reviewing. I'm okay with that, because I also kind of want to watch The Gifted. I do.
I need you to watch. I'm treating this like Gotham.
Yeah,
no.
I
had better expectations. But I need you to watch the first two and get back to me.
I want to see The Gifted because I've heard a lot of good things about Legion.
I need to watch Legion.
I need to watch it too. But I've heard I did the same thing with Legion. I was like, I gotta hold off and wait, because even people go, oh, it's so good. I'm like, I'll wait. And people to this day still say it's good. So I want to watch Legion, and then I want to watch The Gifted because it seems like they are way more. It's so crazy saying this. They seem to be embracing mutants and powers and the mythos of X-Men way more than the movies ever do. So even though
this is X-Men.
Yeah, it feels like that. Like, I didn't know. Again, we're save some of the CDC stuff for the end, but I didn't know. I'm interviewing. We got into the Gifted press room, and I didn't know this, so I'm sitting there. So I had no questions for them. I'm just filming the stuff. I didn't know one of the ladies is on the show. She's playing Polaris.
Yeah,
she's playing Polaris, and she says, "Yeah, I don't know who my father is. We're hoping to tease that out." And I'm like, oh, so you're not even running from the idea that Magneto is her father or could be her father. Oh, this is way better already than anything the X-Men shows have done. So it does sound like the X-Men that we've come to know and love. So I'm interested in that.
I'm only worried about that show because you and I are excited about Polaris, but no one else is, because she's not a household name X-Man.
And that's fine for me. And I'm okay. And that actually works for me.
No, that's fine. That's my concern.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The show finding an audience.
And I know Dpalm is already out on this show, but I was just talking, and this might be a Doctor and me talking about this show, because look, I have a soft spot for sci-fi shows. The Sci-Fi Channel does really, really good fucking series. I kind of want to see Krypton. And I know
you're right. I am out.
I know you're out. I know it. I'm never gonna ask you to be in on it. I'm only in on it because the Sci-Fi Channel does a really good job with shows that should be trash.
Did you hear what they said? What they're doing?
I saw the trailer for it and everything. Yeah,
with the time travel aspect.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, look, you probably do some more reading about the show.
No, I'm like I said, I'm not.
Who's the main character, Chris?
I don't care.
It's Adam Strange.
Okay.
He got time travel back to Krypton.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, I'm again, this is off the strength of Sci-Fi alone. Because there's a lot of concepts that Sci-Fi has done that I thought would be terrible. 12 Monkeys. They turned, because the doctor was just finished watching. I still have not watched the last episode because I'm still mad they canceled the show. They took that Legion TV show and made Dominion, and it was good. That Legion TV show, movie, was hot garbage. Probably the worst movie that came out that year. They took that. Yeah, they took that and made a TV show that was damn good. Like, you tell me, oh, look, so we're going to make a world where the angels are warring in heaven. They come down, they took over the earth, they start Armageddon, and they can turn regular people into their own little angel, little archangels, and they can, the angels, the people they turn into angels are kind of like zombies, and they destroy people. Like, it sounds, like, when I tell you what that show is and you read the synopsis, it sounds garbage. That fucking show was good. So ever since then, I'm like apparently even like I was I don't watch this show, but Shannon did, and she did an interview with him. Van Helsing. Apparently that's actually
I've heard that's good.
I've heard that, and again, when you look at the concept of that show, this is stupid. This doesn't make any fucking sense. But apparently, I'm listening to her interview these people talk about the show, going, God damn it, I think I don't want to watch this show now. So that's my only that's my only thing with that show.
You know what? I've got a new phrase in my life. Don't yuck someone else's yum. I'm not here to yuck your yum. I'm not here to say something that you love is good or is bad. I do want to read something to you though.
Look, okay.
Can I read this to you?
Please do.
This is Jeff Johns at San Diego Comic-Con. It's a show that, although it takes place centuries ago on Krypton about the House of El, it's about a conspiracy from the present that has traveled back in time to Krypton to prevent Superman's legacy from ever happening. That means that iconic DC characters will show up in the series. Doomsday will be in the show. Brainiac will be in the show. And Hawkwoman will also be in the show.
Here's the thing, though. What if it's better than anything Gotham's ever done? What if it's better than any of the DC shows we're currently watching?
Clear.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, again, this is not me even off of some, this isn't even off of some, like, knocking me for liking something. I'm just saying, like, this, you know what this is like?
Okay, so my thing is,
you know what this is like?
This
is what it is. This is what it is. This is me going, with all of this shit that's going on with the Flash the Flash movie right now, if they go, well, we decided to jack Ryan Coogler from Marvel and he's now going to direct the Flash show, I'm going to go, okay, I know this is not going to work out. I'm still going to watch it. Like, that's what this is. This is me. This is me. This is you going, hey, Chris, don't put your hand on the hot stove, and me going, yeah, but what if I have superpowers and it doesn't hurt me?
So every time you end up with a burned hand, by the way, in that scenario.
Right. And I'm not saying you're wrong.
But my thing is, if you're going to use the setting of Krypton to tell a story involving and primarily featuring modern day DC heroes, just tell a goddamn modern day DC's hero story.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. Hey, listen.
Why are you making 3 rights to make 1 left?
Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong in this one.
Just turn.
Just saying, I'm that guy who's looking at it going, yeah, I know. I know. You know what it is? I'm the guy who still eats Chipotle to this day. right? Like, again, and I don't really do this in real life, but I'm just saying I'm that person. Like, there's these people today that still go, Yeah, man. Whew, look, you hear what happened to Chipotle? These people are like shitting out of their mouths and their asses right now after eating a bowl of Chipotle. Man, that's fucking weird. Man, I'm hungry though. You want to go to Chipotle? Like, that's me with Krypton. Like, everything you're saying goes, whew, man, that could end up really, really bad. And look at over what they did with Gotham. And whew, Gotham turned out to be a steaming pile of shit. Whew, but I'm still going to be there and watch it. So, hey, listen. You're absolutely right on this one. I'm not even doing what I did with Gotham where I try to convince you that it would be all right. I'm telling you, you are right here. You are right not to watch it. I wish I had your strength, sir. I'm going to end up watching it because I am a sucker.
Okay, so for the record, I do want to hear from you on Gifted. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing from you.
Oh, no.
On Krypton.
Oh, no. You're not. You're not. I can. You have been. It is on the record. You have properly warned me. So, and we'll get back into more of this stuff that's coming out of CDC as we go forward. Because there's a lot of stuff coming in.
Like this. Let's do the whole show like this.
No. Well, first, there is something I want to announce. We are going to start a Patreon. And I need people to listen very, very closely to me because I was going to launch it this week, and I was like, let me make sure I let people know what's happening here, why we're doing this, before they jump and do some rash things. So first thing, let me say this. If you're an MTR Premium member, do not cancel your MTR Premium membership right now because of this, or ever because of this, all right? We are launching a Patreon mainly to supplement MTR Premium. If you are an MTR Premium member, there will be things in here and there will be rewards in here for you to add on to your already existing account. And then if you're not a premium member, the Patreon will be an easy way for you to sign up and get the benefits of a premium member and some of those extra things as well. That's what this is. This is us. Basically, how this started was I've been trying to find a way to increase paid membership, but also add different rewards and features. And the current way we're using, the current membership plan we're using right now, doesn't allow me to add in extra things like, hey, let's say we want to offer exclusive like merchandise. I can't really do that with the thing we have right now, but I can do that through Patreon. The bigger thing too is also adding in live shows. I've been telling you guys we want to bring back live shows. I really would like to use Crowdcast, and right now Patreon is running a beta with Crowdcast to do live shows through them. I will still have to pay for Crowdcast eventually, but it allows me an opportunity to get people who want to watch live shows to do that. So we're working out I'll be tweaking the reward scheme so that it works out so that people don't feel like they're cheated either way. What we're looking at is basically things like, obviously, if you just want to do like a $1 donation, we'll have that. I think a lot of people on Patreon do that. Sometimes you just want to give $1 a month, and that's not a lot of money. But if enough of you, if 100 people give $1 a month, that's $100 a month. That adds up. Like that pays right there for our new server costs, right there. You know, and we'll probably add a reward in there for that. Like maybe we'll give you a shout out on the next Insanity Check or the shout out on the show of your choice or something like that. $5 donations. What we'll do is we're going to give you preview clips because we talked about this before about bringing back preview clips. Problem is, I didn't want to put those preview clips onto our current feed and junk up our current feed. Well, with Patreon, I can make our own little feeds there. I can create a feed just for you for your preview clips and put them there. And we can give you random, or I might even give you a premium episodes. We have over 8 episodes, premium episodes in a month. Maybe you'll get a whole random premium episode for free for $5 a month. $10 a month. This is for people who are currently MTR Premium members. What you'll get on this on $10 a month is you'll be able to get the live shows. So let's say you are a current MTR Premium member, you're paying $8 a month. You'll now pay $18 a month. You'll get the live shows that we do, live Insanity Check. And as we get more subscribers and Patreons, we'll add in more live shows that end up on that feed. You'll be able to get that and still get your MTR Premium stuff on there. Or listen, if you just pay $10 a month and you just want to get the live shows, you do that. $20 gives you the live shows and the premium stuff. So all the premium membership of MTR Premium account, you'll get that. Obviously, it's $2 more than if you did MTR Premium account and then Patreon. But now you only have to worry about in one place. And I don't have to worry about trying to maintain both of those. So that as we'll do $30 and we'll do $50 and higher a month. those are added other things. Like we're going to be talking about a special miniseries we want to do. Like I know there's Dpalm and I talked about. Did we ever announce that on the show? I feel like we did. When we talking about doing a motorcycle.
I honestly have no idea.
I can't remember.
Is it on UDPod?
Maybe it's on the UDPod. I think we did. Yeah, maybe it's on the UDPod where I talked about doing. So basically, for those who know, I want to get a motorcycle. And I was going to take the class when I got back from San Diego. I was just way too tired. So I'm going to try to set up a way to do a little short mini series on me and my my journey to getting a motorcycle. So that's going to be one of those things there. Let's see. There's also this other thing I just saw. Let me see if I can find this. There's this show on. So Netflix did this thing. They have this show coming out, and it's basically a spoof of all the true crime dramas. Have you seen this? The American Vandal thing?
No.
Okay, I got to show you this. So we're gonna play this. This is American Vandal, and I really want to do a mini-series show where we talk about about American Vandal, which is Netflix's way of kind of spoofing true crime little documentaries, and it's fucking hilarious. So here, I'll play it right now.
It's just not the way I thought things were gonna go. I was gonna graduate high school, get my degree in like engineering. I know I didn't do it.
It is a shocking scene for Hanover High teachers today.
The vandals spray painted obscene images on 27 cars.
Oh my God.
I'll never understand what's so amusing about penises.
Everyone thinks I did it. Everyone.
Dylan definitely did it.
Of course he did it.
He's like a known dick drawer.
Another day, another dick.
The evidence, it's overwhelming. I spoke to expel Dylan Maxwell for vandalizing the vehicles.
My name is Peter Maldonado, and I believe there are legitimate arguments for Dylan's innocence.
Ball hairs.
The ball hairs.
They're different. It's just one piece of the puzzle. This is gonna take way more than just ball hairs.
They say he deleted the security footage.
There's no way.
He is the stupidest kid I've ever met.
He's trying to convince you some sort of conspiracy. There just isn't one.
Oh my God.
Everyone got secrets.
The administration has something to hide.
This isn't about dicks. This is about the justice system.
They didn't stand a chance.
All of you stop filming right now.
They got the wrong guy. I mean, there's still someone out there.
Dude.
I'm in. Whatever we do, I'm in. I want the phone. If we want to say everyone as a team, we just live watch it once a week. Like we set up the laptops and the Netflix and we push play and we watch it as a unit and we commentate. We can do not directors, obviously. We can do podcaster commentary over the show.
I want to. That's what I want to do. Like this is incredible. All right.
That's amazing.
It is so incredible. Like I love. They even have the hashtag Who Drew the Dicks.
Nigga, like I'm usually someone who's like, if it's on there, I'm gonna binge it. No. If we decide as a group that we're gonna watch this once a week and record while we do it, I will wait
and have legit discussions on the innocence of this vandal.
If you're not taking it seriously, I don't want to fucking talk to you.
Like this is.
If you're not here to solve, if you're here to mock it, don't be on the show. If you're here to solve a crime, let's get to work.
This thing is so ridiculous that I actually had to stop and go, is this real? Did they really do that, or did they do a trailer? This is incredible. It's absolutely fucking incredible, and I want to do so.
Netflix because they did Making a Murderer,
right? And that's why they said they did it. They're basically making fun of themselves. Like it is fucking great. So I want to like that. So that's some of the premium stuff we want to do. I was just talking to the doctor. We want to do. I know everybody's been talking about doing Fringe. The reason why Fringe is taking so long is, and me getting around to doing it is, I'm trying to find the correct format for doing TV shows. So even for nostalgia reviews, we haven't really done TV shows because it's really, really hard. So I think starting next year, And there's several TV shows I want to do. I actually want to do. We're obviously going to do Fringe first. It has to be first. I've been talking about doing Battlestar Galactica for the longest time. I want to do Dominion because I want more people to see how awesome that show is. So maybe we can do, because she just finished watching it. She was like, she needs a Firefly type movie to finish this off because it was a really, really good show. I want to do Eureka. I don't know if anybody remembers that show from Sci-Fi, Eureka. That was a really, really good fucking show as well. So what I'm thinking is next year, the nostalgia reviews will switch over to doing TV. We still might do some movies here and there. We'll switch over to TV and we'll do, depending on the show, either one episode per season, or maybe we'll do, depending on, like for Fringe, I know it's going to have to be multiple episodes per season. And we'll work something out that way. But that's how we're going to do it. We might alternate. One month we do a TV show. The next month we do a comic book club, just to give people enough time to kind of really take their notes and go into that. So, but that's kind of stuff that's going to be coming out in the premium. I know when we do extra, like there'll be because everybody has their own show now on the network. Maybe,
which is wild,
right? Which is like maybe at one point Dpalm wants to do some extras for UDPod and wants them to be premium only. We'll do stuff like that to be little mini series that'll pop up in premium, and that'll be what the Patreon is used for. Also, just easier for more people to find us and support us that way. I find that people seem to support more through Patreon than they do through your regular site. They feel like it's not they feel like it's not, they're not being taken advantage of. So that's all that is. So we're going to start that just to have another way of people getting to us and getting our content, our premium content out there. So stay tuned for that. And again, if you're a premium now, that does not mean to cancel your premium membership. You will be able to add on to your premium membership using Patreon. Do not cancel. It helps us a lot. I said it pays for our server costs. It pays for our rooms. Like, we had to get 2 rooms this year at San Diego. That costs a lot of fucking money, people. All right. It costs a lot of money. I think next year we're going to do, Airbnb. Hopefully Dpalm will come with us next year.
You're damn right.
And, yeah, so hopefully here's the thing. We'll talk about it later, but we needed 4 people. Like it got to that point where we were literally running, 3 of us were running between, some of the times we'd be in 3 different rooms at the same time. Each of us in our own little room. Like we need to, we did a lot this year. It was great. So, yeah. So, all right. So let's get into the rest of this episode. We'll come back to some stuff. We're going to get into some heavy stuff in the middle here. So I wanted to kind of get into, leading this show with, some jokes. I wanted to come in with start with some funny stuff. And I came across this one thing here. It was a little article, and I had to do a double take because I didn't think it was real. And it says, Scotch taping your dick is not a good substitute for birth control. Because
I was told we were going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con.
Because apparently there is this new thing called Gyp Tip, which is basically these men have created this thing where you literally put what looks like, you ever seen one of those, like, not like a regular Band-Aid, but like one of those, like, let's say you have like a mold or something like that and you put it over that. It looks like that for the tip of your dick. I'm going to share my screen with Dpalm so he can.
What? See.
So he can be just as upset by this as I am.
I'm upset. Trust me. Here we go.
Do you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
It is very rare. They even have what looks like a really good handy
They have a logo.
They have a logo, which is literally a white dick with some balls with a gun belt on next to a woman in a red bikini top. Which
they've also got like an insignia. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, look. They even have they have the little they show you how to do it, which is you clean the tip, you align the shield, you bond it to the skin, and you enjoy real sex. Without it, yeah. So the article came out and was like,
by the way, the phrase "real sex."
Real sex, yes.
I think that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, have some real sex. So there is a So first of all, if you've ever had
what? Hold on, Chris. All right, so normally I know people just listen to the podcast and they're like, oh, they imagine what we're talking about. I need you to go to the show notes and click on this link.
No, you need to go to gyptip.com.
This is one of those times when you need to take that extra step for the podcast and click on the link in the show notes.
Yeah.
Trust me. You're there now? Great. Scroll down about halfway through. The promise, life is a risk. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. I've had enough internet. I'm done.
This is definitely written by your dude, bro. I don't get into one of the guys who's like a beta tester for the again, worst beta test ever, right? Because if you
one, introduction,
yeah,
2, step up your pullout game.
Oh yeah. Here you go.
And 3, the promise.
Here you go. So you got the 3 steps. So introduction, it began as a desperate attempt to avoid using condoms. And 4 years ago, it wasn't safe for humans in the wild to test. Finally, we're ready to share this marvel of simple design with you. Which was leading me to believe is there were some failed tests and a lot of kids. A lot of unwanted kids. Or STDs.
Or a lot of Plan B.
Right. A lot of Plan B. We went through a lot of Plan B here, guys. It was just... Oh my God!
This product's actually brought to you by Plan B because this shit doesn't work.
The Plan B industry is all a conspiracy. The Plan B industry,
big Plan B,
big Pharma wants you.
Plan B, their fingerprints are all over this shit. I saw it clip straight through it.
Step 2: step up your pull-out game. Nope, you don't want an indoor jizz fest. This is a sex upgrade. Go crazy or just relax. You're covered. Before you feel the rush to gush, you pull out, peel it off, and finish as you wish. Your wingmen help you score a perfect 10. Now listen. All right? Anybody who's ever, let's say you have a mouthful of water and somebody says something funny and you're about to spit it out. And you've ever tried to hold your mouth so it doesn't spit out of your mouth and spit all over the place? Everybody who knows it, or let's say you got really drunk and you're about to throw up and you decide to hold it in your mouth till you get to the toilet. Anybody who knows that knows this is a bad idea because that shit never fucking works.
First of all, I'm mad as shit that you like actually analyze this bullshit. Secondly, this is brought to you by Plan B. I want to see who owns the website. I'm like, oh, okay.
Follow the money. Plan B. Follow the money. God damn it. Follow the money.
Mueller. Hey. It may not be tied to it, but it might be.
You have broad-reaching powers as a special prosecutor.
The case may take you. If the case is taking you here, it shouldn't take about 20 agents 2 good weeks.
Right.
I need manpower and man hours. Let's go.
All right. The promise. Will it work? How can you know? How can anyone know? Until they try.
Will it work? Who knows? That's not the reply you're looking for when you're buying a product determining that claims it will keep you from impregnating someone. Will it work? Maybe. What? It's their response to will it work is the shrug emoji. This is ridiculous. Honestly, I was told we were talking about San Diego Comic-Con. And now I'm talking about Scotch tape dicks.
This is proof that men are not smarter than women. Because there is some asshole dude out there going, looks good enough to me.
This is proof that men are not smarter than most lower primates. Jesus.
And I like how they have will it work in number 4, I love how they have will it work in big in capital letters. And then how can you know? How can any is regular letters until they try? Here's our promise: feel it, love it, or 100% refund. No return necessary. You think? You think? What do you want to do? Return my used dick Scotch tape? What?
On the record, it doesn't say it promises to work. It says you'll feel it and love it.
Right.
Or 100% refund.
Which is not that undifferent from the pull-out method to begin with. Will it work? Well,
And by the way, anyone who's in this market who's like looking for something to like, I don't want to use condoms anymore, they will stop at reading at 3 and be like, we're good.
All right.
Chris, could you read 4?
Yeah, number 4. Number 4, the legal disclaimer. Because they know if they don't put it here, they're going to be sued into oblivion. Because it's not approved, let's make this clear. This product is for pleasure, convenience, novelty, and entertainment purposes only. Thou shalt not use for pregnancy or STI prevention purposes.
They're like, we got 4 rules. What's the 4th rule? Ignore the first 3 rules. What? Yeah, that shit we told you. Forget that shit.
But we knew you weren't gonna. But we knew you stopped.
We knew you at 4.
We knew you
overzealous motherfucker.
Right. We knew you stopped at 3 though, or you didn't even get to 3, and you already bought.
You got to 3. They're over here like mathematically, 83% of the people who read this page don't make it past 2.
Right. They stopped at no condoms. Oh, sign me up, sir.
They got this shit down to a science. They added the 3rd as a buffer because they're like, we're losing 17% of the time. Like, I will capture some more with the 3rd.
Right. Oh my god. Like, oh, what I love about this, like, if you look at
recapturing market share. The old number 3 was, fuck you, you idiot. This is a dumb idea. Don't do it.
What I love about this is when you look at it, it literally looks like a pasty for a dick tip.
This is ridiculous.
So the reason why this article started was because somebody let me see if I can find the one of their let me see, do they have, I'm gonna try to see if they have the reviews, because there are actually dudes here who reviewed it, and let me see, there it is. So this is from one of their beta testers. Let me see if I can pull this back up. Are you seeing it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Why Gyp Tip is perfect for me. I recently read.
I lost it. Sorry, I lost it.
Oh, you lost it again? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. There you go. And it should be back.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Why is Gyp Tip perfect for me? I recently read the opinion of a purported sex educator who was reluctant to endorse Gyp Tip despite having never used it, probably for good reason, motherfucker, and recommended condoms because of concerns about Gyp Tip staying on during intercourse and the risk of STI. Because, motherfucker, what if it comes off? I was puzzled because you're an idiot. It sounded like the same old opinion being recited as the only single accepted solution. First, I should say that in no way do I or have I ever financially benefited from Gyp Tip. I'm just a user, but I feel compelled to write a response. Sure. Listen, both you and I know that the only sure way to prevent all sexual problems is abstinence. And even that really isn't true, since zero sex isn't healthy either. But we also all know that although people can choose abstinence, they don't. At the most basic level, it comes down to each individual's concept of what is considered acceptable risk, and each person has a different view of what it isn't for him or her. It's also worth acknowledging that risk is a part of almost everything we do in our daily life, not just sex. We all make a rational choice to incur acceptable risk when we get into a car or get a dental exam, dental X-ray, or leave a child with a daycare provider. Here's the thing: that's not the same thing as putting Scotch tape on the tip of your dick. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. It's not even close. Let's see. So I was saying, let's imagine a scale of risk with all the different forms of avoiding STI or pregnancy marked like points on the scale. At one point is absence, other is unprotected sex. The point is, yes, of course, Gyp Tip is not right for everyone or anyone, but neither are condoms. Gyp Tip is not a guarantee; it is a compromise, a very elegant compromise, perfectly suited to a certain subset of individuals, idiots. And just like the condom, Gyp Tip lies at a point somewhere in between, at some point somewhere in the middle along the scale of risk. It is not even in the middle, guys. This is literally no different than just doing the pull-out method. How? Like, come on. Are you serious? So
I literally have nothing. I have no response.
So what I love about this is when you look at the image of the guy, Tyler, Team Gyp Tip beta member for years.
No, are we gonna not talk about the top image on this page?
We'll talk about the top image in a minute, but I'm just saying, Tyler looks like a dick. Like,
go to the top image.
Literally looks like a dick. He literally looks like you could take his glasses off, you could put a Gyp Tip on the top of his head. He would literally be a dick, a human dick. To the top of the page. Back to the top of the page. And
speaking of things that look like a dick,
yeah,
it's Beaker.
Yeah, they use Beaker. Well, to be fair, I think Beaker looks like the scientists who are making Gyp Tip. So.
He's the most professional motherfucker on this page.
Because Beaker wears a lab coat.
Beaker's got a job and shit.
Right. Beaker probably has a degree. All right.
Beaker went to school. Beaker earned that coat.
Right. I'm just saying. Like, so maybe after all this clowning, you're still asking yourself, but Kriss, how much does this cost? And without showing,
wait, I thought this was like a movement. This costs money.
Yes, they're selling these. So Dpalm, I'm going to ask you, how much do you think a pack of Gyp Tips cost?
I don't want to know. $20. Kriss, I said a ridiculous number. If it's more than $20, I quit.
So here's the thing. I actually think that if they were more than $20, not that I would consider them, but they would at least add some legitimacy to them. You know how much a pack of 3 costs? $6.
Well, he's not even trying them. This is obviously a prank. This is somebody's like elaborate hoax that's gotten off the ground somehow. This guy is literally joking.
That is $2 a Gyp Tip. Like, you're betting that you're not gonna, get this woman pregnant using a $2 piece of Scotch tape.
See, I wouldn't hide because I feel like I gotta sell you on this.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not even trying. Like you said, they're not even trying.
Like, this is somebody's like make a fake website, like homework assignment in college. They got way out of hand.
Yeah. So
apparently, inside joke.
Right.
Like, there's somebody laughing about this.
Oh, there's definitely.
Or it's the Plan B, folks. Those are the only 2 options.
So this is definitely a men's rights thing. This is definitely what that is. So let's see. And I am trying to make sure that this next one is real. Oh God, I had to go to Snoops because it was there and it says unproven, which means I can still go forward with this next story. So in keeping with the idea that men are terrible, the same site I got this idea, I found out about Gyp Tips from and how terrible that idea was. They had another article from February this year that says male chiropractor invented the menstrual product of our nightmares is stunned by backlash. So what kind of menstrual product did this man come up with? It's called Mensez, MENSEZ, feminine lipstick. And basically what it is lipstick that glues your labia shut so that you don't get any of your menstrual cycle to come out. Basically, he says you use the lipstick on your vagina, and it'll keep you from menstruating so you won't need a pads or you won't need a tampon. And then when you go to the bathroom and say you have to go pee, because that's how all this works, when you go pee, it'll release, and then not only will your pee come out, but also all the blood and menstrual blood that you've had storing in yourself, since the last time you went to the bathroom, will all come out as well. It is by far, until I found out about Gyp Tip, it is by far the dumbest product I've ever heard in my life. The Mensez compound is instantly washed away with urine, which releases the menstrual fluids along with the urine into the toilet every time a woman urinates. No pads or tampons are necessary. Men are terrible. And he couldn't understand why women said this is stupid.
Yeah, I was unimpressed by the Justice League trailer. I thought it just kind of, it didn't really sell me on the concepts they want me to embrace, I think, as an avid viewer and someone who's here for this kind of thing.
Yes, I'm a man and you are a woman should have come up with a better solution. Yes, I'm a man and you as a woman should have come up with a better solution than diapers and plugs, but you didn't. Reason being, women are forced on and distracted by your periods 25% of the time, making them far less productive than they could be. This is Dr. Dobbs' response to a question on Facebook about why he was able to do it. And it's because basically women are too preoccupied by their periods to actually think straight.
I feel like he is. Yeah, no.
I got nothing. Like this is these two things are proof positive to me that men are terrible and that we're stupid and that we have no right to talk about anything ever going forward. We cannot be trusted. I am sorry. It's just, oh my God. Yeah. So, and this is just further proof. You just don't talk to men about anything. Like it's clear enough after just seeing Gyp Tips. We don't know enough about our own bodies and how they work. We have no right to talk about women and their bodies. This episode is sponsored by the good folks over at tweakedaudio.com. Tweaked Audio has been a great partner to the MTR network over the years, and they have a great product. If you listen to this show, then clearly you use headphones. Unless you're one of those assholes on public transportation blasting music over a speakerphone. Don't be that person. Pick up a pair of earbuds or headphones from Tweaked Audio. They have over-the-ear headphones as well as various types of earbuds in different colors. And now, they have a great pair of affordable Bluetooth earbuds that are perfect for working out and listening to us, your favorite podcast. At checkout, put the code REVIEWS in to get 30% off, free shipping, and free lifetime warranty. So check out tweakedaudio.com. Help yourself with a new pair of headphones and help us out as well. Now, back to the show. All right, let's move on.
Please.
All right, let's move on. We're in a little series here right now. No more jokes. Because there's some, like I said, we're actually going to do quick hits on the politics stuff later on if we even get to it. But I think there was some stuff that happened last couple of weeks that really stood out to me and stuff that we really need to talk about and address. So this isn't even the first one that happened. And I was on, I think it was Sunday. I was on with Rod and Karen, the Black Eye Tips. We talked about what happened with Little Duval and the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne. Which, by the way, fuck the Breakfast Club and fuck Charlemagne. Like, if you listen to them, I need you to stop. I need you to stop. Like, I don't see.
I don't think there's a lot of crossover between his audience and our audience.
That's true. That's true. But I'm just saying, if you know people who do, you need to tell them to stop.
Yes,
Because
be like a Hare Christian about this. You should tell them, spread the word, man. Knock on the door. Tell a friend.
Because it just doesn't make any sense to me. It's gotten too far. Like they finally gave it. For those who don't know what happened, again, listen to the Black Eye Tips. They covered it in there because some of the other things that happened, I don't have to cover that this time. But they had Little Duval in there. He basically said that if he was tricked by a woman, a trans woman, and having sex with her, he'd kill her, and stuff like that. And Charlemagne says that we corrected him. He didn't. Angela Yee kind of did. He was the only voice that really did. Charlemagne, I think he was laughing, and then he realized how fucked of a position he was in. He then started saying, "Oh, you can't say that," but he did agree that there should be some repercussions, whatever those are. And this is what Charlemagne does. He says some fucked up shit. He backs up some fucked up shit. Then he comes and says, "Well, I didn't say that," and no, he really said that. Like, just again, listen to the Black Eye.
They record the show.
Here's the thing. I think that, and again, I kind of said this on the Black Eye Tips. It might be that he says that kind of stuff to get people to go and listen to his show because he'll be like, "Oh no, that's just a clip. You didn't hear the whole thing," and it forces you to go and listen to the whole thing, which is where on his YouTube page. So it gets some fucking hits.
I listened to the clip. I read his quote about the whole thing. I said, "Fuck you," and didn't do it.
Yeah, no, and it's right. Because it's like, he tries to make it seem like you take him out of context and fuck everybody. He try to make it so you say, "Well, you did tell me you can't say that," in between laughs.
Right.
In between laughs. Like, he didn't
If you read the transcript of it, he would say, "Don't say that." And before and after, you parenthetical, laughter.
Right. Like, if you really wanted him to stop saying that and to correct him, you would have immediately changed the direction of the show at that point and educated him on that. Just because you had Janet Mock on the show,
even if it's not your style, you're not a confrontational interviewer. Maybe that's how you want to play it.
But he is.
laughing and doing that is not, maybe you don't take the time to preach, but do take the time to redirect the conversation. You don't laugh and enable.
Right. You got it. You don't, and that's what he was doing the entire time.
Yeah.
You know, he was laughing the entire time. He found it funny, even when there was misgendering things going on. He talked.
That was the misgendering was the humor.
Yeah, you know, his Duvall's reaction was the humor, because and we're gonna get into this when I talk about this next thing. We still have this idea that misgendering and transgender people are so foreign to us that just seeing them or acknowledging them is funny, and acknowledging our discomfort with them is the punchline, which is transphobia. You know, that's what that is. Exactly. It's not the punchline. That is the bigotry, right? You know, replace transgender people with black people, and then tell me it's still funny. It's not anymore. You know, if it was a cop who laughed in between of, oh man, no, I'd kill that nigger. You know, you wouldn't find that shit funny anymore. You wouldn't go, well, that's
don't be black guys.
Right.
It's not. No.
I'd kill that thug. Hey man, you can't call them thugs. You can't do that though. You know.
No, it's the laughter. Then hey, can't say that. And then more laughter.
Yeah, wink, wink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then you go out to dinner and hang out with the dude later on that day. Yeah, no, that's not how that fucking works. You don't get to divorce yourself from that shit, right? But that goes to the larger issue of how we deal with that. So that happened this week. And obviously that was before Trump using banning transgender people from the military. And again, him saying it, not it actually happening, because the military was like, yeah, dog, we're not doing that, which I'm thankful for. So it all came about. So then there was another article came on Thursday. Dave Chappelle opened his Radio City set with 20 minutes of transphobic jokes. And remember, because I still haven't watched the specials from him, I remember there were a lot of talk about how his specials had some transphobic, some homophobic, questionable jokes in them. People were just like, they were there, but I'm kind of like, now I'm like, I'm glad I didn't watch, and now I definitely can't watch because, like, he doubled down on it. Right. On Tuesday, Chappelle kicked off his residency with numerous failed attempts at discussing Trump and transgender jokes. He started off with the night with 20 minutes of transphobic jokes in which he claimed transgender troops were the secret weapons of the U.S. military because ISIS, because ISIS would be too repulsed to fight them. If I was ISIS in the trenches fighting against the United States and all of a sudden I see a man with a beard and D-cup titties just rushing my foxhole and shit, I'd be horrified. Chappelle even slammed Caitlyn Jenner's interest in being part of this issue of Sports Illustrated magazine, claiming that would be cramming man pussy into the magazine. After admitting he knows very little about transgender people, which he had already made clear through his rhetoric, Chappelle acknowledged that ignorance does not bar a trans person from being a human being that deserves life and dignity and happiness that respect. However, Chappelle followed his moment of sincerity with one of foolishness as he disregarded the inherent dangers that come with being a transgender woman of color. The only reason all of us are talking about transgenders is because white men want to do it. If it was just blacks and Mexicans, like, hey, y'all, we feel like girls inside, they'd be like, shut up, nigger. No one asked you how you felt, Chappelle said during the show. The statement, of course, runs counter to the fact that people of trans identity make up the same percentage of Latinx and black populations as they do of white populations. So here's the thing. Dave Chappelle is dead ass wrong here. And I was seeing some people going, oh, well, it's comedy. Why are we censoring comedy now? It's like, okay, look, this is not censoring comedy. All right. You can make jokes about transgender people and incorporate that into your stand-up and not be transphobic. The way you do that is, and again, I think I'll use race as an example of this because Bill Burr did a lot of Bill Burr. I loved listening to some of his early stand, and again, I watched him recently last year, I think, And he had some transgender jokes in there too that were really borderline and made you kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable. Like, you're flirting on the line there, dude.
Yeah.
But
I think, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the difference with Bill Burr and a lot of this stuff is most times when he, like, especially when he does his race jokes, he always takes it from the point of view of, if you have that view, you're a moron. It's never on some, well, yeah, if I, like Dave Chappelle says in this joke, he's like, if I just saw, men with boobies, I'd be like, you're putting yourself in the position of being the bigot. You've already kind of completely, washed over what it is to be transgender. You're completely ignoring the issues that's going on there, and you're using your comedy to cover your own bigotry.
It's actually pretty funny because it ties back in an old Chris Rock joke of, you can make fun of certain people. Tall people can't make fun of short people. Short people can make fun of tall people.
Right.
If you're in the ruling class, you can't make fun of the people who are being ruled.
You can make fun of the fact that the people like you who are in the ruling class,
right,
are ignorant to the people that you're ruling over.
Exactly.
That's the comedy.
You can't joke down.
Exactly. You have to tweak your comedy that way. The problem is, and this is a big problem with comedy and comedians in particular. Comedians don't want to change, and it's actually a bigger problem just beyond comedians. But right now we're talking about comedians. I'll get into everybody else in a minute. They don't want to change. Comedians, they and again with Dave Chappelle, he's coming back into, after taking off for so long, he's coming back into the main light. He's getting all this money to do the Netflix specials. He's trying to make another huge run again. And he's a funny guy, but it's very clear to me that he spent all that time off not changing. And he's coming in and he's trying to make the same jokes he used to. Here's the thing. The thing that happened on the Breakfast Club, as disgusting as it is, that is a 90s joke. Hell, that's an early 2000s joke. Maybe even a late 2000s joke. All right? That where, unfortunately, we as a society let that shit slide. Because we were all ignorant on transgender issues. So we let that shit slide. What you're seeing with the Breakfast Club, with Dave Chappelle, with Little Duval and everything else, you're seeing people where time has literally passed them by. And they're literally doing that shit where it's like, when you see old white people go, there's all this race mixing is just, I don't like it. Okay, you not liking it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Like, we're leaving you behind. You need to get with the times.
It's that old saying that today's liberals are tomorrow's conservatives, because everyone hits a point where, or generally, not everyone, a point is hit where you stop growing, you stop changing, where the pressures of everyday life outweigh your being plugged into the world and social change. It happens every time to different people, and people obviously make the effort to stay plugged in and stay informed, but some people don't. And when they come back to the world and the world's changed, they don't make any effort to say, oh, how do I catch up? They say, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. We used to go
and people were like, oh, you got to give them a chance. No. I've seen grandparents with cell phones. You can get it if you want to get it. Stop making excuses for bigotry.
Yeah. Like, it's the idea we talked about before, being in the bubble, right? Being in the bubble, because especially when people get kids, they get in the bubble.
Oh, man.
Yeah, when people have kids, are the worst because they get in the bubble. I'm
planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Things happen. I'm like, word?
Mm-hmm. And you know what it is you have to actively engage yourself in society and educate yourself. What happens is, the problem with adults is this. For all the talk of us being experienced, matured, intelligent, educated, and we talk about, like now there's a whole thing about boomer talking about millennials. Oh, the millennials are killing every industry we have. For all the talk about this stuff is, as adults, we proudly stop learning. We are proud in that fact. We are proud that when we graduate school, college, or vocational school, whatever it is, we are proud of the fact that we stop learning. We might go back to school for our careers. Like, for instance, I'm going to have to go and take a class for Security Plus for my new job. I don't want to do it, but everybody else on this project has it. Like the woman I'm in an office with, my office mate. She's not even a technical person. She has to go and she's studying for this now. Like, she's like, it's not in my field, but everybody else has it. She got to do it. I hate the idea of going back and studying for this shit because I don't want to do it. But here's the thing. Everybody on my job has it. If I want to keep my job, I'm going to do it. I got to do it. I got to study. I got to take the test. I got to pass the test. I got to go back and learn, right? We need to realize, start treating like just society issues the same way. You can't go and be in your 40s and being like, I've learned everything there needs to be to being a member of society. That is not how this shit works. Yet and still, I find myself arguing with people all the time that are trying to argue with me things that they are just not mentally equipped for because they stopped trying to learn and they shut off any attempt to do it. I've had people come to me this week going, I don't believe that. I don't think this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you are trying to argue with me with something that you can literally Google. You jumped in on that on one this week where I was talking about how basically, there's been this big talk about, because the basis of everybody trying to agree in some kind of way with what Little Duvall said was that they believe that trans women, and it's really trans women, because they're really not talking about trans men, which is a whole other set of how we view these issues. It's kind of like how when we talk about
how insidious misogyny is.
Right, because even when we talk about like gay rights issues, nobody really talks about two women, right? Nobody's really that concerned about lesbian issues or things like that. It's always about gay men, because everything's got to be about men. It's always the misogyny about it.
It's an assault on masculinity.
Right. So that's all this is. Like, when it comes to two women, that's just a way for me to insert myself in there and be a threesome. Like, they don't like men, though. So there's no threesome there with you because you're a man and they don't like men. Oh, no, they just haven't had the right penis. Like, there's all this stuff. So when it comes even down to transgender issues. Right. So even when it comes down to transgender issues, it's even the women you've seen and the black women I've seen trying to get angry at this are always talking about men being tricked by trans women, never really themselves coming across and finding a trans man attractive and getting a relationship with them. Like, it's never really that. It's always about trans women. It just goes into, like you said, how ingrained misogyny is into our society, right? So the whole thing has been this, and this is something that I've involved myself on too. Like, I remember a few years ago when people were coming out and saying, hey, listen, if you're coming out and saying that you wouldn't date a trans woman or a transgender person, you're transphobic. And I was like, whew, man, it's a tough one. I don't know if I can get into that. And I don't know if I can go that far with that. And I remember having some conversations with other people about this. Like, man, that's a lot. Like, I see where they're coming from. That's hard. I am now fully on board with that, because the more and more I've seen, the more I understand, and I'm going to get into why I believe this is so fucking true. It's absolutely 100% true. And so I was making some statements on Twitter, on Facebook about this. Like, hey, listen, I'm 100% on this. If you're out here talking about trans women need to inform you that they're trans before anything happens, and you don't need to be the one that going around telling that you're not interested in transgender people. If you think it's on them to do that, it's like, no, you're kind of transphobic. And people were just like, I don't understand. Like, what if I don't agree with their lifestyle? And everybody always says that. Like, what if I don't agree with that lifestyle? I'm like, well, that right there tells me you're transphobic, because you think it's a lifestyle. You've already have ignored all of the scientific. Yeah. You've ignored the scientific evidence that it's not a choice. These people aren't choosing. It's not like a person who was born with born with the genitalia they were assigned with and was given the designation as a woman goes, oh no, I want to be a man now. Is they've always believed they were a man, or a man who always believed they were a woman, and because society told them no, you're a man because you have a penis, you are a man. Like, that's what that is. And people were just like, oh, no, I don't agree with that. And blah, blah. I'm like, well, what don't you agree with? You do realize the science backs that up, right?
That's like disagreeing with gravity.
Right. Well, gravity's a theory. Like, I always love that too. It's like, what's a theory? Gravity's a fucking theory too, motherfucker. Hey, go jump off a building and tell me how much you want to believe that, hey, it was a theory. In theory, it could be wrong. Go try that.
And that way, either you win the argument or you get one less person to argue with.
And just real quick, because I'll let the scientists on the network go into this a little bit, but the whole idea that you can't believe something because it's a theory is such a misrepresentation of what a theory actually is.
It's people not understanding how science works using science words.
That's not how science works. Like, it's not. It's not. Like, gravity's not
It's super frustrating if you have even a cursory knowledge of how science works to watch people make that claim.
And gravity's not a theory because people are like, well, maybe we can float. It's not why it's a theory. It's not. That's not why it's a fucking theory. Oh my. Okay, let me calm down. Like, it's one of the things I really want to. I see people say this shit, and I fucking lose, and they go, "Well, why don't you disagree with what? Well, we just agree to disagree." No, I can't agree to disagree with that shit.
No. We don't agree to disagree. We agree you're an asshole. That's what we agree about.
Like the whole theory thing is the whole big thing behind evolution too. It's like, well, evolution is a theory. It could be wrong. No, evolution is a theory because they're still formulating how much of evolution and how it works.
It's a theory because that's what theory means, you bastard. It doesn't mean what you think it means in scientific parlance.
It doesn't mean that, if it's a theory, then maybe God did create the earth in 7 days. That's not what it fucking means, you fucking asshole. Okay, good God. Like, and the thing about you so mad, and it's why I got mad. Like, I was trying to be nice, and you, and I thank God for the rest of the MTR network, came in and was a little bit more harsh on it because...
I apologize. I was like, look, I don't usually do that.
Like, it's... Like, people go, well, if you believe this, why don't you show your work? And I'm like... You've just spent all this day arguing with me on Facebook. You have the power of Google at your fingertips. So what that tells me is you don't want to learn. I have, and this is why I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm proud of myself because I have grown. I can go back and listen to the episodes we used to do where we said transphobic things, we said homophobic things, we said sexist things. I go back and look at them and go, oh yeah, man, I was fucking wrong. But I can see growth because I force myself to grow and do that. I am seeing people who are my age who refuse to do that. I just have a different opinion than you. Your opinion is not based in science and fact, though. It's based on how you feel.
Your opinion is my opinion of Santa Claus. What does that mean? You don't have the opinion of Santa Claus, you asshole. Santa Claus doesn't exist.
Yeah. So my art, and I read, and I didn't save the article. So this isn't even my argument, but it's one I saw and I was like, oh, they're 100% right on this. So the idea is that, people are saying, well, if you're a transgender woman, you have to tell the man you're going to have sex with that you're transgender because he needs to make that choice. Because what if he's not attracted to that? The problem with that argument is this. If I am a man and I am talking to a woman and I can't tell if she's transgender or not, because apparently that's what you're saying. You're saying that they're tricking me. I don't know. And I'm telling her that I'm looking at her and I'm going, I want to have sex with this person. Right there, you're telling me you are attracted to that person. So the idea that I'm not attracted to transgender women or transgender men is flawed because if you're worried about being tricked by them, what you're telling me is I'm attracted to them and I can't tell. And
I'm scared that I'm attracted to them.
And I'm scared that I'm attracted to them. So right there, and because everybody goes when we talk about homophobia, I'm not afraid of them. Right there, you're telling me you're afraid. So you know what that is? That's a phobia. So you know what that is? That's transphobia, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's the definition of transphobia. You are afraid that you're going to find yourself attracted to somebody who is transgender. And people always go, well, I don't, if I'm a man, I don't want to have sex with a woman with a dick. Well, a lot of transgender women don't have dicks. That's not what it is. That's not what this is about, right? Like now you're changing it from you're afraid you're attracted to them. Now you're worried about what kind of equipment they have. So now you're changing the argument, right?
Now it's logistical.
Yeah, now you're getting to logistics, right? And it's like, okay, so it's not that you're not attracted to them, it's that you're afraid you're attracted to them. And then what happens? So let's say that I'm a man and she's a trans woman, and let's say she's had the gender reassignment surgery and she has a vagina. So let's say after that you have sex and you find out that she's a transgender woman. What's the problem then? Well, I'm not attracted to that. Well, clearly you're attracted to that because you had sex with her. So that's not the problem. So what's the problem? well, the vagina's not real. Well, it was real enough for you, right? Because you clearly enjoyed yourself. So, again, what's the fucking problem? The problem isn't anything with your preference or anything like that. I've seen people go, well, what if I want to have kids, though? Listen, motherfucker, I have yet, in all the time I've had sex, I have yet to sit down and the first thing that we ask each other is, hey, do you want to have kids? Never heard that. Never had that conversation come up before having sex. Never. Never. And clearly, motherfuckers are using Gyp Tip, and they're clearly not having that conversation. It's all connected.
A long con joke here.
Yo, I am the Kevin Feige of the MTR network. I had the long.
That
con
was a beautifully played. Well done.
I
was like, here it comes. I had something to say, but I'm gonna stay out of it. I building the joke.
But it's true. It's like you're not having those conversations. Shit, motherfuckers don't even talk about STDs before they have sex. Right?
Chris. Here's the best way to tell someone's argument isn't their argument. If they have to change their fucking argument
every time.
Like we're gonna talk about it this week on UDPod. But the Kaepernick thing.
Mm-hmm.
They keep changing the argument, which tells you that the real argument is something they're not verbalizing.
Mm-hmm.
The real argument is they hate Colin Kaepernick because he got loud. The real argument is these motherfuckers hate trans people for no good fucking reason.
No, I know it's no good fucking reason, but I know what the reason is. It's different. You're no different than the bigots. You're no different than the white people who go, oh, that race mixing. I don't like that shit over there. I don't like having black people in my neighborhood. You're basically giving the argument, and this is the soft bigotry that we do. I'm seeing a lot of black people do the thing that we claim from white liberals, which is I support Black Lives Matter. I'm all about black. I like black people. I have a black friend. It's cool. Oh, wait. Who are all these black people moving into my neighborhood?
Even less than that. It's I love how he'll BLM forever. Why are they on the freeway?
Yeah, can you do it over there?
I just want to get home.
Can you do it where it's less? It doesn't impact me. Can you do it?
Please protest like not during rush hour.
Yeah. So then
you ignore it.
So then they try to come down to no, I'm just saying that what if somebody does believe this? Like, what if somebody does ask somebody beforehand, like, I need to have sex with somebody who's going to be able to have kids and who is like that's what I want. And let's say somebody really has that preference. Like they were like I have my own reason, but it's not bigotry, but I really don't want to, don't want to start a relationship with transgender women, or transgender men. And here's the thing. I even understand that because I understand black people who go, I don't want to have a relationship with a white person because here's the thing. It's not even about the person themselves or being attracted to them. I don't want to deal with the what comes with that. I don't want to deal with the idea of, the possibility of, hey, they might have family that we can't deal with or something like that. Or I don't want to, they don't want to deal with, I think that's a real legit argument. And it's not bigotry behind it. It's the idea of, man, I'm not built for that life. If I'm going to be in, because look, if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody and it leads to marriage, you need to be 100% in on that life. And I'll tell you right now, when you're involved with somebody who's from a marginalized community, or you're in a marginalized community with yourself, and you're in a relationship with somebody who isn't in that community, it can be hard. There's a lot of stuff that comes with that.
I know.
Speaking from experience. So, it can get to that point. So I understand that. But this is where the next thing comes. I don't think it's up to transgender women or men to be the ones to come out there. Because people are just like, they need to let us know before they have a relationship with anybody or get in a relationship with anybody. They need to let them know. Like, okay, first of all, what would you like them to do? Would you like them to, put a scarlet letter T on their jackets? Maybe make a Star of David like thing and they'll wear it around so they're transgender. Is that what we want to do? But what happens when people say that shit is what they're ignoring is the violence that the transgender community faces no matter what they do. Like I have an article here. Let me see. Several of them. All right. So here's one. Is this the one? No. Let's see. And it's sad that it's that many, right? So here's one that was in the New York Times from April of last year. Man's confession and transgender woman's death is admissible. Judge rules. All right. So I'm gonna go into what happened with this thing. There's a man called James Dixon. He became enraged. So again, people were like, "Hey, transgender women need to be upfront and tell men that they're transgender before they have sexual relationships with them." Right. A Brooklyn man was charged with the manslaughter and the beating death of a transgender woman in Harlem told prosecutors and detectives he had been flirting with her just moments before the attack, unaware she was transgender. There was no sex involved here. He was flirting with her and then found out she was transgender. In a taped confession played in the court on Friday, the man, James Dixon, said he became enraged when he heard his friends making fun of him. Almost like this is a systemic society problem here, where men and women are meant to feel shame for their attraction to transgender people, and that it's not really about the person being transgender, but more along the lines of how society treats people who may or may not be attracted to them. Okay. I just remember lashing out. Mr. Dixon, 25, said he pushed himself away from the woman, Islan Nettles, and started to walk away. And I remember this incident. I started walking, but Miss Nettles shoved him from behind, forcing him to trip. He got to his feet quickly and said he whirled around and hit her in the right hand, knocking her to the sidewalk, then punched her a second time as she laid on the ground, apparently unconscious. Then he said and turned to one of her companions, another transgender woman, and said, "Do you want some too?" The counter-crime that Mr. Dixon gave to the prosecutor was played in the state Supreme Court in Manhattan during a pretrial incident. So they also said there's contradictory evidence that this is not actually what happened here. Ms. Nettles, a 21-year-old assistant of a fashion company, was attacked just after midnight on August 17, 2013, outside of a police station on the 147th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard. She was walking with two transgender friends when she encountered Mr. Dixon and a group of at least 6 other young men who were walking south on the boulevard, according to prosecutors. Miss Nettles died of head injuries she sustained when her head rammed into the pavement as Mr. Dixon hit her, prosecutor said. Battered beyond recognition, she was taken off of life support after a week in a coma. There was no sex here. This man started flirting with this woman he found attractive. Then his friends told him she was transgender. I can guarantee you there's a lot of slurs in there and misgendering her. Hey, man, that's a dude.
That sounds like a more accurate representation of what
happened. Hey, man, you being gay right now. That's a dude over there. Oh, yo, look at him, man. Look at that. James over there, yo. He likes chicks with dicks. That's what happened there. All right. So for all the people that are saying that transgender women need to be upfront and honest about being transgender before anything happens, when should Miss Nettles, when she have revealed that she was transgender to James Dixon? When was safe enough for her to reveal that and not be killed?
When your identity is a death sentence, it makes sense to protect it.
This is along the lines of
she was killed for existing. And that's what like the insidious thing about Trump's announcement on Twitter was telling a society who can stand for it and defend it is very telling on who's viewed as a full citizens of society. One of my favorite books, and I know we all kind of saw the Hokey movie, but a book that I really liked when I was a kid was Starship Troopers. Mm-hmm. And it's a fine book. But one of the tenets that's not focused on in the movie is the idea that to become a full citizen, you must serve however long in the military. And that it was more explicit in if you serve, you're a citizen, but it's how modern society views you as a person. If you're not allowed to serve in defense of your country, are you really a citizen? Mm-hmm. It tells you how your country feels about you. I'll tell you that much.
Yep. And so, like, and I bring this up, and people are like, well, no, it's not about I condemn the violence, and I don't think that's right. But I'm like, you're ignoring the fact that, again, using myself as an example. When we started, like, if anybody's still, listening to when we do our Hell No Cupid episodes, there's been a marked, like, change in how we do that show beyond the fact that just like I have a girlfriend now, it's just like we focus on a lot of different things. Then when the show first started off, it was literally me and John talking about, man, dating's hard for men, and like we talked about that shit because there really are some hard, funny things that came from that. The problem came into like that I found was that while we were having fun and talking about some of the weird things that happened to us, like the things that were happening to us were this funny, like frustrating things and maybe embarrassing things, but it was never along the lines of when like we would have women write in and tell us things were happening. I'm like, did you go to the cops? Or that sounds horrible. That sounds like life threatening. And that was the difference. It's like, you know, it's hard to sit there and demand, you know, women, gay and lesbians, transgender people. It's hard to demand them do things when them just existing could cause them death. If you end up having sex with somebody who turns out to be a transgender woman or man, the worst that's going to happen to you is you might feel a little bit of shame and embarrassment because of what society has told you to feel shame and embarrassment about.
Because you're weirdly transphobic deep down. Don't want to do
right. And that's it. Like, that is the worst that can happen to you. The worst that can happen to a woman or man who reveals that they are transgender is they could lose their fucking life.
It's and you brought it up earlier about the same way the reason that dating's so different for women. That Louis C.K. joke, the Louis C.K. stand-up, he says, going on dates for women is the bravest thing you can do in society. If I go on a date with a woman, she says, where are we going? He says, statistically, to your death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And you always see men going, that's not, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, no, statistically, that's true. Like,
that's 100% accurate.
There was and it might have been when we didn't have a show, but there was like a woman who ended up taking like, it was a big thing on Twitter, jokes on Twitter, when she had taken the, she took a screenshot. She took a picture of her date's license plate and then sent it to her friend. He was like, fuck that. I'm not dealing with any woman like that. And he drove off. And women were just like, well, she was doing that to be safe. And the dude could
That's
only...
the safest shit I've ever heard.
Right. I was like, shit, that was actually fucking smart. And the dude... Brilliant. Right. The dude got mad. But I'm like, but you have to understand from her point of view, he doesn't know you. You could turn...
This is the last car she's ever seen.
Right. And the thing about it is, the way you reacted, it sounds like she made the right choice in doing that.
That was a good decision on her part.
Right. She just saved herself a lot of heartache. That is what's happening here with transgender women and men. Think about it this way. What they decide to do, if they decide to get into a relationship with a cisgender person, is literally like women dating a man, is literally the bravest thing you can fucking do. Because they don't know how that person is going to react. Think about it this way. You're a transgender woman or man, and you find somebody that's attracted to you, you're attracted to them, and you want to tell them that you're transgender. When is the appropriate time to do that?
Right.
How do you know how that person's going to react? How? What we're seeing here is, and people go, oh, well, no, it was and they keep poo-pooing and ignoring the idea that, hey, listen, trans panic and gay panic are real things. Like, I went to the, you've heard about gay panic for a long time, and trans panic is the same thing, because, and this is something that I brought up on the show with the Black Guy Tips with Rod and Karen last week, is we always hear the idea that these women are killed, and again, it's usually women. I've seen maybe a handful here and there that it's a trans man, but most of these trans women are killed, and we're told from the guy who killed them, I killed them because I didn't know she was trans. I didn't know she was a transgender woman. I didn't know. First of all, that's usually false. Mm-hmm. We know for most part, these men are specifically seeking out these women because they are transgender. And I'm seeing a lot of this with sex workers. They apparently are very open about that who they are, because they don't want. Here's the thing: the last thing a trans woman wants to do is to trick a transphobic man into thinking that he's getting a cisgender woman. Then he finds out and she's killed. No, like, I'm sorry, no sex worker wants to do that. No sex worker goes, you know what today I want to do? Thinking about playing that Russian roulette and seeing if this is gonna be the one that doesn't kill me. Like, no woman or man wants to do that.
Suicide by bigot.
Nobody's doing that. Nobody wants to do that. That would be like me being a black man going, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Stormfront and see if I can find any woman out there who want to have sex with a black man. Maybe this one won't kill me. We'll see what happens. That's not gonna fucking happen. Not gonna do that. All right. So that's one. So these women aren't out here tricking men in the first place. They're being sought out by that. All right. And the other thing too is when you hear these men say that they were tricked, you're hearing it because there's only one voice. They killed the other witness.
Right.
They're the only ones you're getting the information from. So when somebody goes, yeah, I was tricked by it, you're not like I've had some people go, no, I've heard this happening before. And my boy told me, it's like, your boy went out and went to a transgender woman to have sex.
Anecdotal evidence isn't evidence.
Right. And then, because my question is, did you ask that transgender woman if he knew that she was transgender before he had sex with her? Did you? No, my boy wouldn't lie to me. Yeah, you would, because you would probably fucking joke him for doing that. You'd probably shame him.
But he wouldn't lie.
You would probably shame him for that. You know? You would do that. So it's already skewed from there. All right. But yeah, gay panic, apparently, and I didn't know this until recently, but the gay panic defense has been banned in California only. The American Bar Association has suggested other states follow the lead, but only California has banned the gay panic defense. Which gay panic is like, I'm straight, but I got hit on by a white man. I got hit on by a gay man, and I just had to kill him, officer. Like, which is honestly,
he had to die.
I want you to think about how weird how insane this is. Like the gay panic defense, and again, it's not like sometimes these people get off, but most times what it is they get a reduced sentence, and they don't get charged with a hate crime for this. I know right now, women have to be listening to this going, I didn't know I could do that. Because if being hit on by somebody who you are not attracted to or didn't want to have, you're getting unwanted advances was a criminal defense that was allowed for straight people, wouldn't we be killing men left and right and just being like, well, Your Honor, I had my headphones in. I told him to stop following me, so I shot him. I shot him. You shot him. You're off. And we'd be dead on the street. I mean, am I wrong though?
No, but still, god damn it.
Just saying, like we were like, yo, I didn't know I could do that. I can do that. The most famous gay panic defense is the one that happened with the Jenny Jones case. With I think it was Jonathan Smits tried the defense when he was found guilty of that. I think it was again, it was just a gay man hitting. I can't remember what exactly happened with this case. Let me see if I can find it. I can't, because a lot of times it's just like the person is there's not even sex involved. It's just that they
interacted with them in public.
They interacted with them, like literally, like I said, the trans panic defense one that happened with James Dixon. They flirted with each other. That was it. There's no indication that Isla Nettles was actually interested in sleeping with this man. For all what's really crazy about this is, from what I'm reading, what it seems like is, this was a street harassment case in which James Dixon was street harassing a woman who ends up turning out to be transgender, and that's when he decided to fucking lose it. So he was already wrong in the first place. She was minding her fucking business. She's going down the street.
That was 100% victim crime. Like, people are like, there's a victimless crime. Sometimes there is no one, like, she didn't do it. She literally didn't do anything.
She was walking with two of her other friends. And here comes this Neanderthal. Hey, baby. Hey, you looking good in that dress over there. Hey, dude, that's a chick with a dick. What? Oh, I'm so angry now. Punch her face in. The fuck, man? So this is what they deal with. But you're telling me again, transgender women should tell men that they're involved with. Okay, sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. And when I see women saying this shit, that's what drives me fucking crazy. It's like, you know how volatile us men can be. Like,
see, that doesn't even make me mad anymore, because I also get like how insidious patriarchy is.
Yeah, true.
So I don't give them a pass, but sit down like, all right, I get how you got here. I'm not happy you're here.
Yeah, it's just.
It's like when I see black people say like anti-black shit. I'm like, all right, society, but I need you to work.
So, last thing before we move on with this. This is the last piece of this. And I'm telling you this right now. Because I do know we have a lot of Christian followers, and I'm sorry for what I'm about to say right now. All right? But just stick with me, and I think you're going to agree with me at the end. All right?
He apologized and says, oh, I think you're going to stick with me.
No, because look, I try not to slander religion all the time. But a lot of times what happens, what I find is, with a lot of these beliefs and views, there's always a religious backing to it.
Always.
Like, I always see these people come in and was like, well, no, I believe that, I'm not like those other religious bigots. I believe that, God says we should love everybody, and I do love everybody. I just I want to have my own opinion and not agree with that lifestyle. And I'm just like, okay.
I love everybody, but.
Right. Like, that tells me you're not loving everybody unconditionally, because you're already, if you're telling me that you don't agree with that lifestyle, what you're doing is you're already violating your own Christian tenets by saying that you're judging somebody. You always hear that, well, don't judge. God says don't judge. Only God can judge. You're fucking judging right now because you're telling me you don't agree with that lifestyle. So already you're fucking up. Already, right? I don't care. I fully believe that people should be allowed to believe in whatever God and religion they want to believe in, because I think that sometimes it helps people. Like, honestly, like I think that this is why I always find it weird when I see people that are super Christian also don't like hate it when they see that people tell their kids that they can believe in Santa. I'm like, it's not that much different from what you're doing yourself.
Where's your bright line?
Right. I'm just saying. But no, because look, as a kid, believing in Santa sometimes can give you the extra motivation. It can be a relief. If you're a kid that's picked on all the time, or you don't have that great, believing in Santa sometimes can be that one thing that gives you hope, can give you that motivation. Believing in something is good. And I'm never going to tell people they can't believe anything. Find whatever you want to believe in. And if you want to believe in that, that's fine. Use that. I'm never going to tell people not to. My problem is when your beliefs start getting so much, and your belief in whatever you want to do it, and it becomes so inward, or believes in something that's so fucking wrong, that it then starts interfering with facts and science and progress in society. And I'm tired of seeing this. And I'm apologizing now to the Christian fans and followers of the MTR network. I don't want to lose you guys here. But a lot of you all sound like the not all cops motherfuckers whenever we talk about how bad cops are. Anytime I talk about religion, anytime I talk about this and that, it's, well, not all Christians. Well, I'm not that. Listen. Shut the fuck up and listen to yourself. Throughout the history, like, people try to write off the negative things that, and I'm going to stick with Christianity here, but it's all religions, the negativity that Christianity has done throughout the years. People try to write it off the same way cops write off the bad cops. It's just a few bad apples. No, motherfuckers. The reason why Trump felt comfortable enough to announce that transgender ban is because the Christian right, which is the majority of the Christians and the evangelicals in this fucking country, backed it. That is why.
And every time I hear those aren't real Christians. Well, there comes a point.
They are real Christians.
You don't get to define how other people see you.
What? Not only that.
If that's how Christianity is going to be, if that's going to be your loudest voice, then that's the representative you've chosen.
But it's also ahistorical, right? Like, that
also very historical.
That is Christianity. You cannot tell me it's a few bad apples when that is Christianity. Christianity has been anti-science, anti-fact, it's been homophobic, it's been transphobic from the fucking beginning. I know this. I have an uncle who is a fucking pastor. I grew up in the goddamn church. I know this shit, all right? I grew up in it. there are several reasons why I grew up and I've had to unlearn a lot of things I grew up in. All right. The transphobia, the homophobia, the sexism, all that stuff. You know where I got it from? I got it from fucking church, motherfuckers. That was the first place I got this shit from. That's where most of us got our shit from. When people sit there and say they have a hard time getting with the lifestyle of homophobia, where do you think they got it from? You didn't get it from sci-fi. You didn't get it from comic books because that shit is just open and honest with it. Like, oh no, they have societies in sci-fi. There's like the funny thing about the Star Trek Trooper thing, even the movie, like you saw their shower scene was just men and women showering together. Fuck it, you know, like that's it. So where'd you get it from? You got it from fucking church. You got it from church. You got it from fucking religion. All right? So you don't get to sit there and go, well, you know, it's not all Christians and I'm one of the good. You don't get to do that. You don't get to sound like the fucking cops. We know that's not true. We know that through history, the church has been the thing that stood in the way of progress. And like, we still be saying the world is goddamn flat. If not for people going, maybe the science thinks we should give it a chance because, you know, church would put people to death for questioning things that the Bible said because it's like, well, facts. All right? You don't get to sit there and go when you have a history of that going, well, no, those aren't the real Christians. No, they are the real Christians. That is Christianity. Now, maybe you're in the small minority that is trying to change that. That is fine. And I'm happy for that, and you need to do that. But you don't get to go and sit there and say, they're not real. That is what it was built on. That is what these religions were built to do. They were built to placate the masses and be the word of God, which somehow honestly always seemed to come from the people in charge, right? The people in charge always seem to be the ones that had the
best reception, man. That's how you can talk.
Right, I get it. All right, I get that's not what you believe now. I believe that you've evolved your beliefs, and I'm fine with that. But I think maybe you need to start realizing that maybe you need to divorce yourself from Christianity and divorce yourself from that because that is not what Christianity has been.
You can't escape that by just saying not it.
It drives me insane when I see people say that, and then usually when I drill down into it, the homophobia and transphobia is still there. You're saying, oh no, I believe that, man, God created all men and women and people equally. So I love my trans women, and men and women, brothers and sisters. I love them. I believe in them. I just don't agree with their lifestyle. No, you're fucking, no, you're wrong. You already went the lifestyle thing. You're wrong. You're still there. You're trying to have cover for your beliefs because you don't want to fucking change.
You don't want to own the fact that they're fucked up and bigoted.
It's crazy to me. Like, we understand the idea of the Constitution being flawed. We understand when we see people that are strict constitutionalists, like, are you fucking out of your mind? That was written so long ago. Like, we've learned so much, but then you got the same people going, well, it's written in the Bible. Motherfucker, at least the Constitution has amendments. Even with the Constitution, we realize that, hey, listen, this was written a long time ago. We need to have a process in which we go and we change some of this shit because this shit does not less.
He has the foresight to say, let's write it so we can change it.
Right. Like you're going by a book that literally people translate different ways, that hasn't been updated and honestly wasn't written by God himself. All right. It was translated by other people. So motherfucker, come on. So again, believe what you want to believe. I have no problem with that. This is why I struggle to call myself an atheist because I feel like atheists are so busy trying to tell people they shouldn't believe in anything and that it's wrong and they turn
atheists. I just don't talk about it.
Right. And I think a lot of and that's kind of probably where I'm at with it. I think some of the people that are so open with calling themselves atheists have turned it into a religion itself, where it's just like
if you want to have a conversation, I'll have a conversation. But like I'm not volunteer. That's one of those things. Why volunteer?
Right. Where I draw the line at, though,
it's like someone does CrossFit. Wait 5 minutes, they'll tell you.
Right. Hey, bro. So I just did CrossFit today.
Workout of the day today. Like, I don't give a shit.
Hey, bro. You want to know what I did today? Let me guess. CrossFit. Yo, how'd you guess? But yeah, bro, I did like 3 sets of this, and my form was horrible, but I'm getting like better.
Yeah. I totally looking into my elbow, but man, I feel great.
Right. Like I feel like I tore my Achilles, and but bro, I'm doing so much better. Like I won't be able to walk for like a week, but like bro, I'm telling you, CrossFit, man, you gotta try it. Just fucking terrible. But like,
no offense to the CrossFit.
Again,
I don't want you to throw medicine.
Right. Sidebar. Have you seen?
I don't need those problems.
I've seen some of those videos, and I'm just like, motherfucker, you're gonna throw your back out.
I'm like, whatever. Do it makes you happy, but like just from a sheer like form perspective, I'm like, you're gonna hurt yourself.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
I can't not say that out loud. Like, I'd be remiss if I wasn't why didn't Dpalm tell me I would hurt myself? I don't want to be that guy.
You know what?
You're gonna hurt yourself.
You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for like 20 years from now when the people that have been in CrossFit for like 10 years.
The lawsuits over CrossFit are gonna
be yeah, so I'm on my like 3rd knee surgery. It's like, damn, man, what happened? It's like CrossFit. Yeah, I did a lot of CrossFit when I was younger, and yeah, now I can't walk without crutches. Like I can't wait, man. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna.
Chris. But my core is so
right. But like I'm saying, man, my core is strong though. It's like of course I need the strong core because like I said, I can't walk with the crutches.
The crutches are really
right. But man, I can really move, man. I wouldn't change for the world. But but I just like I said, I'm not trying to. Because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy to tell you, hey, what you believe in is a lie. I will only do that when I start seeing people say this stuff to justify being bigots. And getting in, shout out to Leslie Mack, because I've been seeing a lot of the work with them dealing with the faith and how these white faith organizations deal with Black Lives Matter and black people and liberation, things like that. And they've been really combating that. So like, I understand that there are people out there who are fighting this fight, but you have to fight the fight. You don't get to sit back and go, well, I am open, honest about LGBTQ. But I know my pastor isn't, but whatever. If you're going to be that and you want to call yourself a Christian and you really want to have that not all Christians thing, then you need to get into the front lines of the fucking fight. You don't get to sit back.
I think that's something that can apply to Christians and non-Christians and all of us, really. It's the way I kind of learned to try to, in the last couple of years, live my life is you're gonna fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna fall short. You're gonna say things that are wrong. You're gonna offend someone. You're gonna have to apologize for something. But if you go in there with that knowledge and being okay with that, that's a better way to approach it than saying, "Oh, I found it. I'm enlightened. I'm liberal. The work here for me is done." Like we talked about earlier.
Hey, hold up, Dpalm. You're breaking up real quick.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing we need to make sure we're doing is not treating like open-mindedness and being liberal as a destination, but as a continuing journey. Something that like has helped me is realize that you're going to fuck up in entering new spaces. You're going to have to learn and be quiet and you told you offended someone and try to grow as a person through it, as opposed to being like, hey, you were wrong, and then shutting down. And by the way, the people who you're trying to learn about and learn from don't owe to tell you that you were wrong nicely.
No.
If you're wrong and you offend them and they say, fuck you, you offended me, the reaction would be, well, fuck you, I'm trying. It's got to be, okay, sorry. Like, tell me how I offended you so I can make sure I clean that shit up. And I guarantee if someone who's mad at you hears you react in that way, that anger will dissipate. Or they'll say it's not their opportunity, it's not their job to fucking teach you, which is also fair.
It's been too long.
It's been too long.
It's been too long. The internet makes it so much easier to get the information.
It's the same way I approach white people on race stuff. I'm like, I am not your magical Negro to teach you shit. You texted me or emailed me. Like I said it in the dude's comment on your Facebook wall. I was like, you posted this shitty opinion on a Google-enabled device. Answer the questions you're trying to ask here on your fucking own. No one, this isn't community college. This isn't the fucking learning annex. We're not here to teach you.
But even
you gotta live in. You gotta educate yourself to live in it. Go do that shit. Do your homework. Don't come to class unprepared and then expect us to slow down and teach your ass.
But even then, if it was a community college, you would have to do your homework. The teacher might give you the teacher isn't there to hold your fucking hand. What happens now with the internet is you have a teacher already. You need to go to class. These motherfuckers aren't even trying to go to class. The information is out there, and the big back of what you said there is like, listen, we all have made mistakes. Like I can, and this is why I look at what we've done on the Insanity Check, the MTR network, and the amount we've grown. I think that we've grown because we have changed and we've grown with the times. Like I can go back and I'm like, we didn't comment. This is the most I've ever talked about transgender issues on the show, and the reason why is because I honestly just didn't know enough, and I didn't want to say the wrong thing. Like I just one of those things like I didn't know. I think the last time we really had a legit transgender conversation was when we were talking about Fallon Fox on UFC, and we were just like, man, that's just a tough situation because like nobody's and I think we even broke it down on the idea of transphobia and the idea that people don't do enough research on the issue means that there's no science on the issue of some of these transgender athletes.
Asked the questions.
Nobody was asking the question, so it's like it was hard to figure out where physically we could put this in there, and that's just sad. Again, that was a couple years ago, right? And it was just like, other than that, I'm like, I gotta be quiet. Like, if somebody was killed, then I might bring it up here and there. But it's like, this is one of those things that I could not be quiet at because I am a cisgender man. And
right, we're in a point where you and I are in places of privilege where if we wanted to ignore it, we could, and we shouldn't.
Right, we can't. Like, that is the point. Like, we have to fill the gap of people like, the Charlemagne's out there who will sit there and laugh at this stuff or then issue weak-ass apologies. Well, we didn't really mean it. And we told him it was wrong. Ha, 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 ha. Like, that's not good enough out there. Like, it is not. These people are dying. And, because I see some people say, well, the numbers that you guys say that, trans women, especially trans women of color, are also disproportionately the victims of these violence. People go, well, the stature, like I saw somebody say on like a thing, it was like, I think last year it was like, 27 trans women were murdered. This year it's like up to 16. We're halfway through the year. People are like, that's not an epidemic. I mean, the numbers are low. Here's where they get skewed, you dumbass motherfuckers. The numbers aren't accurate because you can only count transgender women and men who are murdered if the police department, the families, the friends recognize and report these people as transgender. What you find is the police misgender these women and men. Their families misgender these women and men. There was a case, and I can't remember which one it was, where a trans woman was murdered, but her family kept calling her a man. Her family misgendered her and didn't recognize her as a woman. So guess what happened when they report this kind of crime? It gets reported as a man killing another man. So the numbers aren't accurate because the police department and society is not recognizing these women and men as who they are. So you can't even get accurate numbers. The numbers that we do have are only because, these apartments are like, imagine being in a small town where they're already fucking bad. And we know how they treat black people. Now imagine if you're a transgender black woman. Come on. Like, this is a fucking problem. And we have to be the ones that change. We cannot sit here and say this stuff. You have to examine. And here's the thing. I understand that examining your own beliefs is hard. It is not easy. It is not, but it is required. Going to college was not fucking easy. It was hard. It required hard work. It required me doing homework. It required me doing stuff that I didn't want to fucking do. It even required me taking classes I didn't want to fucking take. You not wanting to do something so you can keep your own opinions and beliefs is not an excuse for doing that. Too many times we have let people get by with the everybody can have an opinion, it's okay. sure, I liked Man of Steel. Dpalm doesn't like Man of Steel. Two different opinions that, while we will joke about it, are allowed to live. Like, I won't kill Dpalm over his opinion. He won't kill me over mine.
Example. I think it's a bad example.
We have no. I'm going to watch. My opinion is Krypton is something that I can watch. Dpalm
This is a much better example.
disagrees. Well, we can even we will vigorously disagree on movies. I've done it with Phenom on movie reviews. We vigorously disagree on some things. Right? Those are difference of opinions. A difference of opinion isn't, that's a trans woman over there, a woman is a woman. And you going, that's a trans woman over there, but I don't agree with her lifestyle, so that's really a man that used to, a woman who used to be a man.
And
that's
for those
the difference.
Keeping track at home, this ties back to our religion point. When your opinion starts affecting other people's lives, that's when it's a fucking problem. When your opinion is used as the basis for public policy and for how records are kept and how we investigate and understand the world around us, when you've skewed our view of our present, our past, and our future because of your bigotry and your fucking shit opinions, that's when it's a problem for me.
Like, come on. Like going back to the military ban on transgender women and them even the idea that they have to go through all of this. Oh, we have to figure out how we can work it out and how we can do it. Even that is steeped in like the idea that the military is nothing but an old boys club anyway. Mm-hmm. All right, women only recently, and when you think about it, have gotten their right to fight in combat, right? And now they have to deal with openly gay, openly transgendered men and women, and it's a problem. But but when you think about it, why is it a fucking problem? It shouldn't be a fucking problem. The way I see it is, anybody who wants to go into the military should be allowed to go into the military because you actually want to do that shit. You know, like
I feel like you going to the military is allowing me not to.
Right. So, like, the idea that we even have to go through we have to go through a study and we have to see this and we have to see what the costs are. It's just people.
It's just homophobia. That's all it is.
Right.
The studies, that's all just smokescreens for trans and homophobia.
So even though we big up the military, and I think it was Mattis came out and said, well, no, until we get direct information, we're going to keep going forward. We're trying to integrate that. Like, it shouldn't be hard to integrate. You just go, hey, guys, we're doing this now. Like, that's it.
I was Mattis, man. He makes me, I don't know.
He might be the only like halfway sane person. Like he did
because I have friends who served under him. So I have like a skewed view of Mattis.
Oh, is it good or bad?
Really, like it's all good.
Okay, because
he's a smart, progressive dude.
He didn't Matt. I think Mattis was the one that put out the recently put out the memo to the Department of Defense. I think basically told them that they have an ethical duty to be ethical. Oh, I know it sounds weird, but basically telling them they have their duty to be ethical. And people are just like, wow, like he's basically saying that if you see something wrong, say something. You have to say something. Like, yeah, I'm very skeptical of a lot of people in the Trump administration.
I'm skeptical of him, but I mean, I just know I've heard things that are good.
He's the least I'm skeptical of. Like everybody,
that's 100% fair.
At everybody, I'm like, he's the one that I'm like. Even John Kelly, I'm just like,
I have a hard side on John Kelly.
Right. Mathis, though, I'm like, you have problems, but out of everybody here, you seem to be the one that seems to have the most, your head on your shoulder. But again, it goes back to the idea of why is that even a fucking problem? The bathroom issue, whatever, like all of that was steeped in transphobia. It's all
it
wrong.
Is. Steeped in. That's all. It's not even pretending to be anything else.
It's not pretending to be anything else. So when you sit there and go, well, I have opinions on this, and your opinions are based on things that are just factually wrong, I'm gonna call them out.
My opinion is fuck your opinion.
It really is. It really is fuck your opinion. So I'm gonna end this with this. I want to shout out Leslie Mack for this. and I'll have more of this later on. She had a thread on Twitter where, and I mentioned some of these places when I was talking on the Black Eye Tips. These are a lot of different places you can go to give to transgender organizations and to support transgender people. The first one was obviously go to Safety Pin Box. They actually have a Marsha P. Johnson box with 3 tasks with 12 weeks of content, unpacking gender, undoing violence against black trans women, and following the lead for black trans women. It's $40 for all three tasks. Again, you guys know Safety Pin Box. They have one on there. I'll put the link out there for that, so you can get that box and do that. And I think this is a box that I know for the most part, Safety Pin Box is something that is aimed at white allies. But I think the Marsha P. box for trans women and black trans women, something that all of us can get. Even if you're a black person, you should get this box to do some of these tasks. And that also goes out to the Marsha P. Johnson, I think it's a foundation, which is launching in spring of 2018. The Marsha P. Johnson Institute is to create a crucial point for black trans women and gender non-conforming femmes to obtain skills, financial, and programmatic resources necessary in advocating for the end of violence against all trans women. They have a little blurb in here about Marsha P. Johnson. Marsha P. Johnson was a American drag queen, sex worker, and gay liberation activist. Marsha P. Johnson experienced and fought against the hardships experienced by trans people and felt that those who wanted nothing more than to be themselves deserved support from the growing LGBT community in New York. Along with fellow transgender activist Sylvia Riviera, Marsha founded the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries. Now it's called Street Transgender Action Revolutionaries Star, to help others out there facing the struggles of unaccepting society. So check it out there. There's a couple other ones that I had listed here. There is the Transgender Law Center organization that you can give to there. And then there's another one here. And again, I'll have all these links in the... These are the things I mentioned in on the Black Eye Tips, but I didn't have the links readily available for me there. I want to say there was something else. What was I going to say? Oh my God, it just slipped my mind. Yeah, the National Center for Transgender Equality. You can donate to them. And then there's one more. What was I doing? There's one more. I have to find it. Oh, here it is. It's a GoFundMe. Here is for Trans Kindred Collection. This is NC Queer Troublemakers Trans Revolutionaries organizing under Black Lives Matter. It's a statewide collective of queer and trans people of color in North Carolina. We began formally working together in August of 2015, coordinating queer and trans Black Lives Matter demonstrations and pride events across the state. Since then, we have organized and led the demonstrations of Organized Against HB2. We have held QTPOC, queer and trans people of color, town halls in more than 3 cities in North Carolina. We've been working hard, fighting for our liberation, but almost every single one of the trans people in our collective cannot afford to pay their rent and basic living expenses. We are taking a collection to help raise emergency funds to help our family pay their immediate living expenses to help fund paid positions and sustaining our community. They have a goal of $10,000 and they're at $9,600 right now. So please donate there. And I'll have some more later on as we do the Black Woman shout out, because the Black Woman shout out this week will obviously be towards Black trans women. So give out to these. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I gotta find it. There was a thread or article somewhere, and if anybody knows what I'm talking about, they can find it. Please send it to me. And I don't know if the person who sent it out was a trans woman themselves. They basically listed out. It was a page itself. They either wrote themselves or they found somewhere else. They basically had a list of all like the appropriate terms. Because this is one of the reasons why I, for the longest time, have tried so hard to stay away from speaking of these issues. I was very confused about the terms. Because you even see in here, the Marsha P. Johnson founded that one organization that was transvestites. That's a outdated term now. We use transgender. It's like, but that that like one sheet that they had, or the page, kind of went through the history of some of these words and where they were at, whether they're slurs or not. Obviously, trannies is a slurs. For the longest time, we didn't think it was a slur, right? People said that, but we didn't know. So like that was also very, very helpful in that. And I'm going to try to see if I can find that. Or if anybody knows who put that out there or can send that to me, please do. So I can put that in the show notes or of a later show and let people know, direct them to that. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, you can't. Yeah, you can't. You got to educate yourself. There's too much information out there not to do that. Like, it's on you. So, all right. So let's move on. All right, let's get into this. Let's do some quick hits on politics real quick. Real quick, and I might even go start with the one that everybody thinks I'm going to start with. Rex Tillerson at the State Department is a complete and utter failure. Like, what the? First of all, in my sarcastic voice, who would have thunk it that the ex-CEO of Exxon with no political experience would actually be a horrible person to pick for the fucking top top diplomat of the fucking United States of America? He's approved.
Give him a chance, Kriss.
He's approved gutting the budget that guts the State Department. He hasn't been able. We are understaffed at the State Department. There aren't undersecretaries there. If you notice, when it comes to things like North Korea and everything that's going on with North Korea, you'll notice Rex Tillerson is nowhere to be found. When it's anything involving foreign affairs, you do not hear from our Secretary of State.
Which is both good and bad.
Well, in this case, yeah, I think it's good because
considering who he is.
The people at the State Department are leaving their jobs. Career diplomats are like, fuck this, I'm out. Abject failure. Complete and utter failure. I'm waiting to see how long he's going to last.
Kriss?
Huh?
Why don't you give him a chance?
Because he's old, white, and should have never accepted the fucking position, but he did because he's a fucking rich white man who thought he could fucking do it. Like, honestly, he should never have accepted the job. If he was a true patriot, he wouldn't have accepted the job.
No one ever thought he was. Let's not even.
Oh yeah, you're right. No one thought he did. This is a old white man who thought that, oh wow, I get to be Secretary of the State and I don't have to fucking do anything. Not realizing that Secretary of State is a fucking huge ass position in our fucking government, yo. People hated the idea of what Hillary Clinton did as Secretary of State. She was fucking good at her fucking job, folks.
Very good at her job.
Like, don't let history's going to be way nicer to Hillary Clinton than our current hot take, quick take society is right now. Because people go, Benghazi and things like that, but there's a reason why Putin didn't want her to be fucking president, folks. She was good at her job.
If Putin's scared of her, maybe you should. I'm not going to.
John Kerry was good as fucking Secretary of State. This is a man who put me to sleep when he was running for fucking president, all right? It's a fucking terrible presidential candidate. This is actually a good fucking Secretary of State. Underrated, all right? Colin Powell was Secretary of State, wasn't he? Yeah, he was Secretary of State.
Yep.
Good fucking Secretary of State.
These are all very qualified people you've listed out there, Kriss.
Rex Tillerson, ex-CEO of Exxon.
One of these things is not like the other. How do we play this?
I'm waiting to see how long he's gonna fucking last. Not that Trump would fire him, but that
he's gonna quit. He doesn't want this fucking job.
He tell you, like, every time you see him, it's clear he doesn't want the fucking job. He didn't want to do it.
You're quitting every time I see him. I'm like, today? No.
Every time you see him,
actually.
every time you see Rex Tillerson, he looks like he's fucking miserable. Because he probably is.
He's getting closer and closer to quitting.
No, this isn't.
Oh, not today.
Yeah, this isn't as fun as I thought it was gonna be.
No one said there'd be work.
Yeah. Yeah. I know how Trump sold it. It's like, Hillary Clinton could be Secretary of State. You can be Secretary of State. She didn't even do anything, not realizing that she actually did a fucking lot. Jeff Sessions is still a fucking problem. I've been seeing all these people talking about, it was that time when Trump was talking at Jeff Sessions about, oh, maybe I'll get rid of him. People can't. Well, you can't get rid of your attorney general. You can. I'm like, fuck that. First of all, Jeff Sessions, just like Reince Priebus, is too busy, being a Trump fanboy to say anything negative. He's not going anywhere.
He's there under orders from the RNC to roll back rights on everyone who's not old and white.
And he's doing a really fantastic job.
He's doing his job. He's there for a reason. He knows why he's there. Trump may not get it.
The biggest troll job he's done this week is when he was basically going to refocus the Civil Rights Department of the Justice Department to look into white people being unfairly being treated unfairly by affirmative action, which I think is going to be a really interesting, because here's the thing, as terrible as the heads of these departments are, the people in these departments for the most part still are people that have always been there. So it's because
they didn't replace those people. It's the wildest takeover of the government. It's like an incomplete takeover of the government.
Right. So what's going to be interesting is seeing how the DOJ does that, because the DOJ is probably going to come back and going, all right, so this is what we found. We found that actually it's white women that are getting the most of benefit from affirmative action. So technically there's nothing here to see here, Jeff. Can never forget, white women are the biggest benefactors of affirmative action, not black people. So, you know.
It's true.
It's about to be some white on white crime in this one, and I can't wait to see how that goes down. So, just want to say fuck Jeff Sessions. Real quick, because again, it's been done enough, but I'm gonna pour a little bit of liquor out here for Scaramucci, who has the most awkward firing of all time. Where how do you get fired before you actually start the job?
He flew too high, too close to the sun. Oh, Mooch, I'll never forget you.
There long enough just to get Sean Spicer a way to get out. Like, people say that he's the reason why Sean Spicer left. I think Sean Spicer was looking for a way out.
Sean Spicer dapped him up on the way out. Good looks, dude.
I say this because Sean Spicer stopped giving the press briefing months ago.
He's been like, ever since that Pope shit.
Don't make me go back out there. Come on, Trump. Come on. Don't make me face him again. I can't.
I can see Spicer in office, and what's her face Sanders, fake Sanders Huckabee. Sean, it's time. He's eating apple. Go out there.
Right.
Sean, go. They want to. I'm not talking to him.
All right.
I was supposed to be the Pope. Fake Huckabee, get out of my office.
Yeah. Just great. Let's see. Oh, and Trump is now going on a 17-day golfing vacation.
Not before the Senate banned him from making any recess appointments. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Like the Senate's like, take the keys. It's when your parents in the house, but take the keys.
The Senate really has. They've enacted child safety locks.
Yo, you know what this is? This is baby. What was the thing in Homecoming? Babysitter protocol.
Oh yeah.
This is nanny setting.
we got the babysitter protocols on the program. I'm sorry.
On the presidency.
Yeah. It's just I can't remember exactly.
And we need it, Chris.
Yeah. I can't remember how many. I think it was 40 days of vacation he's already taken since now. He's already at 40 days. By the time this is over, it'll be 57 days of vacation for the president. Newsweek has a cover that I thought was a parody cover, and it's not.
Dude, I'm still keeping this not real because it's too good.
It's literally him sitting on a couch, Trump sitting on the couch with Cheetos and like a remote and his phone, saying laziest, and he's on a lazy boy a chair, laziest president ever. And I don't do Newsweek. I might buy that cover.
Yo, I might buy that cover too.
I might buy that cover. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna frame it next to. I still have the newspaper from when Barack Obama won. I'm gonna frame the image. So I'm gonna be that black household that has like, you know, you have the image, you have the frame of MLK, the frame of Malcolm X, the frame of Barack Obama. Then I'm gonna have a frame of Trump as the laziest president ever. Yeah, I think it's the way you got to do it, yo.
That man has no place in my house.
Quick profiles encouraged here. Shout out to Ivanka and Caitlyn Jenner, who Ivanka, after the Trump did the whole transgender ban, came out, was basically had leaked again. She's leaking articles about herself and Jared to make them look better, but to try to tamp down people's expectations of what she can do. You're his daughter. You put yourself there and in that position as somebody who could guide him in the right direction.
And you gave yourself a job in an office in the West Wing.
You did that.
Nobody forced it on you, bitch.
You did that.
Or if you weren't there.
You don't get to now redefine what your job is. Because honestly, I'm still trying to figure out why you have a job in the government in the first fucking place.
Advisors, The president, huh? Fine. Advise.
Right. Shout out to Caitlyn Jenner for, despite the transgender ban still being filmed or photographed wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat the other day. So because Caitlyn Jenner is trash. And never forget. Like, you don't need to misgender her or anything like that. But I don't think it's transphobic to say Caitlyn Jenner is definitely an example of somebody who is benefiting from white male privilege. And that's what she's doing here. I mean, honestly, and again, I try to avoid commenting on Caitlyn Jenner so much because it turns transphobic so fast for so many people. But it's very, very fucking clear that Caitlyn Jenner has never relinquished her white male privilege. And she doesn't recognize it. And
in her defense, why would she ever relinquish that? That's a pretty big weapon.
And valid. But I also need people to stop looking to her as somebody
as like some of the solutions or shit.
Yeah, because she's not going to. She's never going to. So I'll fall back from that. All right, and you know what? I'm gonna say I'm not even gonna do the great moments of white privilege. I'm gonna save that for next week with Joy.
I really appreciate it.
I will torture Joy next week with great moments of white privilege.
I want you to know I mean that, and tell Joy I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will torture Joy so we can get the last 20 minutes or so, and we can talk about some of the CDC stuff that came out. And
the reason I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah, the reason why you're supposed to be here. We're gonna end with some fun stuff, and some stuff. All right, so we did San Diego Comic-Con. It was our best Comic-Con yet. I can't wait for Dpalm to hopefully go out there with us next year because we need it. We got way more interviews. We got interviews with, and I didn't announce these before we did them because I was still on the fence about if we were going to be able to do some of these. Right. We did get into the Inhumans room even though they denied us. Phenom got in for pictures, and we just walked in and stayed. So we got in with Inhumans. We got interviews with the cast of Black Lightning, the roundtable interviews with them. Asked them all about the black fatherhood moments with Kriss Williams and things like that. We got that. We got roundtable interviews with the Gifted. You've seen you should have seen our interviews with Dark Matter, the cast of Dark Matter, which I love. If you're not watching Dark Matter, you need to watch that fucking show. It's amazing. Shanna did interviews with the cast of Van Helsing. We also did one. We did a partnership this year with Project Fandom and Nina and them over there with Project Fandom, where we did some stuff. If they could get into something and they didn't have somebody to cover it, we would cover it for them. So Shanna did roundtable interviews with the 100, which I heard is a good show, and I want to go and check that show out. I know Rod's been watching it. I need to test that out. There's a new show coming out, Midnight Texas. I think we did some audio from them. I have audio from the Young Justice roundtables. We have one-on-one interviews. I kind of fucked up them because you're gonna see them when you see them. There's a red box on the video. I was really, really fucking tired when we did this interview. The interviews with Ghost Wars, and I don't know a lot about this show, but I do know Vincent D'Onofrio is in it, and Shanna did one-on-one interviews with Vincent D'Onofrio. And I have to say, he's so much not like you would expect. Like, he plays some of the scariest and weirdest motherfuckers on TV, right? He's a cool fucking guy. Like, he was just joking with her and joking with us, and he was just really cool and laid back. And when you see it again, the video's kind of messed up because I'm gonna have like the red focus box because I changed cameras and I forgot to change some settings, some default settings. Is there? We have a one-on-one interview with Shanna did a one-on-one interview with McCad Brooks. We got like 2-3 minutes with him. Again, I messed up the video on that one. But we will have the audio out there for that. And we'll probably just have a still image of her interviewing him for that. But we have him doing that. Supergirl, we have audio from The Flash. We might release some of the audio from The Flash, or we might just have her write something. We got a lot of stuff, folks. We did more this year than we ever have done.
Content.
Phenom got some pictures with the Defenders. He walked into the Defenders and took some pictures with them. He even walked into the room and got a couple pictures of some of the Black Panther cast, and some because he found the room they were in and walked in and nobody stopped him. So he got some pictures.
Method, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is some crazy shit.
Yeah, he did that. He even got a picture with Erykah Badu because because she was just walking around and just we're a magnet for that. Like I got the picture with what's it? Echo Kellum from. And I keep forgetting about that. That I got it from plays Curtis on Arrow. Let me tell you something. It's a tall motherfucker.
Yo, I saw that picture. I was like, wait a second.
I am now even more upset that he does not fight better on the show.
Yo, now you got no excuse. The fuck?
This is he might be taller than Stephen Amell. I'm not sure because I have never gotten a picture with Stephen Amell, but I've seen Stephen Amell. He might be taller.
From now on, I think he is because for reasons. But now every time I watch that show, I'm just gonna watch Stephen Amell and see if I may go back and watch last season, all the scenes with him and Echo Cullum in the same room.
He's a tall dude. It's a really fucking tall dude. Like he fucking dwarfs me. All right. Like I think my head is at his shoulder. Like this is a tall dude. All right. But he was really cool and laid back and let me get a picture with him, everything like that. Like again, I love sitting in the Bayfront on Sundays. I always run into people and see them there, so they're all really cool. Like I said, we got a ton of content coming out. We got the interviews with that Phenom did with the cast of Teen Titans Go, and we even got some people to say. Like I was supposed to do it here to surprise you. I actually have Vincent D'Onofrio saying you were listening to the MTR network. So that's going to be coming soon.
Don't you have Conroy saying that somewhere?
Oh, I do. I got to get that stuff too. So I got a lot of the stuff. I just haven't put it out. I got him. I got
y'all see like he's sharing this now.
Yeah.
This is him dunking on me because I couldn't go this year.
Oh yeah, no, you'll be able to dunk with us when you go next year. So yeah, we got all that stuff. But let's talk about what we're really here to talk about. Let's talk about some of the stuff that came out. And I will let you go first because here's the thing. We were so busy, I did not get to go into everything that came out from WB. So I'm actually going to let you, I'll be hearing a lot of stuff from you because we were actually doing a lot of other stuff. So I saw some of the trailers, but let's go through some of that stuff that happened with WB, man, with DC.
Well, let's talk about a project that you and I have talked about for a while and have had doubts about for a while.
What project could that be? Oh, really? Oh, man. So I'm assuming they gave us a lot of information on the Flash and how it's going to make me feel a lot better about it, isn't it?
Like you say better. Like what do you define? How do you feel now?
It doesn't have a director, so it's not going to happen.
Okay, all right. So that's you're not wrong in feeling that way. But they did enough some details. The title's out.
Oh, what's the title, man? Is it like Rogue Wars?
Oh, that's you don't want to open up with Rogue Wars. Like you got to introduce those roads.
Okay, you're right. What could it be? Day in the Life of Barry Allen? No.
It's a title that's tied to a large story.
I am Barry Allen. Okay, it's not Crisis. Okay, shit. Oh man, Dpalm, what could it be?
It's Flashpoint. For the unindoctrinated, Flashpoint was a miniseries event that DC used a couple years ago to, as Kriss mentioned earlier, erase their continuity and replace it with a new one. It's derided by myself and Kriss as ham-fisted and not very good storytelling. They made an animated movie, which is somehow worse. And it's pretty continuity heavy. It depends on a lot of the knowledge of the Marvel DC universe. And the idea that they would do this now is both terrifying and right on point, right?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is two things. One, you can look if you want to be optimist, right? If you want to be like, oh, well, maybe this will work. You go, well, Jeff Johns is using Flashpoint to kind of erase everything that Zack Snyder has done to kind of start over again. Because you heard that kind of coming out too, that there's some, the Jeff Johns vision and the Zack Snyder's vision cannot exist in the same DC universe, and has been, and obviously I think Zack Snyder has lost that. Okay, if you want to go there, okay, you can do that. The problem is this, and another thing too is, like when I saw Batman vs Superman, the reason why I got so angry when I saw the Flash in that one scene, that the dream sequence when he comes back, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do Flashpoint because they have Flash show up and he's reaching out to Bruce to wake him up, and he's like, I came back too far. I'm like, oh god damn it, they're gonna do fucking Flashpoint. So I'm not shocked that they're doing Flashpoint. I'm shocked they're doing it this soon when they haven't. How do you restart your universe when you haven't?
It's tough to restart from nothing. It's tough.
Yeah, you haven't started your universe. How do you? It doesn't make any sense. Like, and you know what? To be perfectly honest, I don't think it's happening.
That movie's not going to happen. You're right. Speaking of movies that probably aren't going to happen, another director will not be doing Suicide Squad 2.
Oh.
Jaume Collet-Serra. He's out. So again, we have no director of Suicide Squad 2. David Ayer is now saying he's still doing Gotham City Sirens, which I don't think is actually going to happen. It's interesting to watch the DC stuff happen because the pall that hung over San Diego Comic-Con for DC was the rumors of Ben Affleck leaving Batman.
He did at least come out and say that's not happening, right?
Oh, of course he did. That's probably good for the stock point, but who knows how true it is. Now, people say, oh, this is just negative. I saw someone literally in our Facebook group called Fake News. And I ask you this. If I am Ben Affleck, he of an Academy Award for both writing and directing, years apart, mind you. If I'm being told that I'm not only going to play Batman, but I get to direct and write his first new adventure to really define the next step of Batman, I'm excited. When they say, Ben, we're not going to let you direct. We're going to say that you step down. Yes, Ben, you're going to keep the pay bump. But we're bringing in someone else to direct. Yeah, of course, we're keeping your script. You're going to play Batman. It's going to be your Batman. Just someone else can be behind the chair, help you not split your time. 3 weeks later. So we threw out the script. Yes, you're keeping your bonus for directing and writing. We're gonna that language is ironclad. Trust me, we checked. We have to pay you, but we want you to play Batman. But you have no control over the vision and direction of the character in film. Why the fuck would you stay?
Yeah,
this is a man who presumably has some level of artistic, if not professional, pride.
And here's the thing people need to remember. The idea of Ben Affleck directing Batman is not new. Before they announced Zack Snyder was doing Justice League, there were rumors that Ben Affleck would direct Justice League. And it was even before Dawn of Justice. There were rumors that Ben Affleck would direct Justice League. And we were like, why would he? It was like, it's obvious because he's going to also play Batman. That's what the rumor was long ago. Like right after, I want to say it was 20.
That was how they got him to play Batman, was saying
right.
he could direct.
Exactly. So now he can't do either. He's not going to direct it.
You take away the incentive for him to do it. He doesn't want to stay. And why, oh, why would any creative principled person ever come to you with faith and belief again?
Right.
Say what you about Ben Affleck. He's a damn good director.
Yeah. No, he is. He's a really good director.
And for them to treat him like this, what will they do to you? Like, why would you come there if you got a Marvel contract and a DC contract, a WB contract, and a Disney contract? Why the fuck would you pick up the WB contract unless there were that many more zeros?
Yeah, and to be fair, I like Matt Reeves as a director because I mean, again, like I don't think it's got enough buzz and it hasn't talked about enough. War of the Planet of the Apes is a damn good fucking.
No one told me to bring like handkerchiefs and shit.
I try to tell people it's surprisingly.
Fuck, man! I was not. So Susan and I started doing this thing where we go to 11 a.m. movies on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
No one's there. It's awesome. They're like $4 tickets.
You were crying, weren't you?
We went to see that and it ruined our day.
Yeah, no, dude, that War of the Planet of the Apes is. This is why I say this. If they do not give Andy Serkis something, something, I am rioting, guys.
Hardware today,
like that. So Matt Reeves is a
white guy in Black Panther. I'm excited for that.
So Matt Reeves is a great director, but everything you're saying about why would, even despite all that, why would Ben Affleck stay and go through all this stuff when he's been through? I'm telling you right now, you know what you're going to find out? You know what Ben's waiting on? How Justice League gets a reaction. If Justice League
he's waiting on
fails,
a back-end check from Justice League.
If Justice League fails, Ben Affleck is done. He's not. Because remember, look at his. Remember we did the meme with his face when he was talking about Dawn of Justice, and it got bad reviews. He's already been in Daredevil. He's been in Batman vs Superman, and I hate to say it because I think Ben Affleck is a good dude. He's a good actor. He's good at directing. Some movies he still has some problems, but he has I think he's a good guy. He doesn't deserve this. He's not going to stick around for doing this. If Justice League does not do well, he's done. He is. I'm sorry, but he is. Until they start shooting and filming it with Ben Affleck, he's up in the air for me, whether he stays. And I hate to say that because here's the thing, I think he makes a good Batman. If you give him a chance to be
a good Batman, he was given a good Batman script.
And that's what I'm saying. If you give him a chance, he can be a good Batman. He can be the Batman everybody wants him to be. So, anyway, anything else come out at San Diego Comic-Con with Disney?
Let's see. The Rock's not going to be in Shazam.
Okay.
Oh, apparently Shazam is the movie that's going to happen.
Okay, sure.
That's the other part of it.
Isn't that the next movie that goes into production for them, apparently? Allegedly.
Why the fuck not? Like, honestly, yeah, we can sit here and talk about WB stuff, but what's the point? If Justice League doesn't open, which, spoilers, I don't think it's gonna. Because if only thing for strictly positioning, because Thor's gonna do fucking numbers. Like, I think their speculations Thor's gonna be a lot better than they thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And then they're backed up against, aren't they between Thor and episode 8?
Yeah, there's a little bit of time for episode 8, though. I think it's Justice League, though. Like, just like Batman vs. Superman, I think it still does numbers.
Oh, I'm not, numbers are fine. It's not going to get the repeat viewers. It's not going to, the critical acclaim that Ben Affleck's looking for, he doth not find it here. Did you hear the language that's being used about these reshoots?
Yeah, it's scary.
Connected material to make what your boy shot, Snyder shot, usable.
Yeah,
usable.
It makes me wonder. Again, I'm not opposed to the idea of reshoots because every film goes through reshoots. Like we'll probably hear about reshoots for Black Panther probably coming up in the next month or so. So that they always happen. What gets you is one when they say they're extensive reshoots. When they start they're taking longer to get done because again, Henry Cavill is in.
They're not planned. These aren't planned reshoots.
Right. He's already shooting. He's shooting the next Mission Impossible film, and he has a mustache, and he's like, "Well, we got to digitally remove the mustache because he's." People are like, people focus on the idea that they got to digitally remove the mustache. That's not the expensive part. That's not hard to do. They can do that easily. The problem though is that these aren't planned and that he's not supposed to be there. That's when the problem comes in at. What that tells me is you are not planning to use him for these reshoots because he's already moved on to another movie. That's when the problem comes in at. These are not the typical planned reshoots that you would expect of every movie. Every movie does reshoots. Every movie adds things in there. That's what happens. That is not what's happening right now with Justice League, which comes out in a few months.
It's not good.
Like, here's the thing. Cause let me see. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna look this up right now. Cause I don't want to be wrong. Trying to see. Yeah. So let's see. I'm looking at this right now. Cause I want to look up something like. Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. I looked it up. Thor 3 has finished reshoots. July 22nd. Isn't Justice League still doing reshoots?
Yes.
What's the problem, guys? This isn't normal. This isn't normal. How did you feel about the trailer?
I yawned.
Huh?
I yawned. I think they had the benefit of going, like, the early buzz on that was so positive, but then Marvel pulled their dick out later and you forgot these trailers happened. I thought the Justice League trailer I remain wholly unconvinced on them doing something right. It doesn't look good. It does not look good to me.
I put it objectively that it looks better than the first trailer they did.
Low bar.
And I yes, it's a hell of a low bar. I think they shot the next trailer. They put in more Wonder Woman because obviously Wonder Woman, got a lot of buzz and was a good movie that they did. The one good movie they did. But here's the thing. It's not good enough to get a Best Picture. Stop saying that shit.
No. But the thing about the trailer is it's still bleak. It's still like poorly lit. There's like 3 moments of like laughably bad CGI, which I'm like, wait a second, then why release it?
Because it's not going to
The
get
scene
any
where
better.
Aquaman jumps from the building to the street.
It's not going to get any better.
I know, and that's the thing is like fine. Let's maybe say that you guys don't have the in-house tech that a Disney does, or the turn time on some of these special effects because you're still figuring it out. I understand that. Why showcase it in the trailer? Why sneak it in the movie? Yeah, there are moments in Wonder Woman I'm like, that CGI look kind of like Ares' shit. I'm like, it doesn't look great.
Ares is terrible.
But they didn't put it in the fucking trailer.
Because those
You put your best foot forward.
But Dpalm,
because
because those were their best foot.
Kriss, they had a speech in the trailer. Superman inspired us. Motherfucker, when? During the montage? Are you fucking serious?
He inspired me.
When did this Superman inspire anyone?
When he said Martha.
I'll fight you. Shit looks ridiculous. Look, man. Yeah. Yes, I'm getting all fired up again because I'm not intrigued by this. I think the villain looks. It's Ares again, kind of.
And it does not look good. He doesn't. Steppenwolf does not look good. He does not. I'm sorry. It does not. It looks like, you know what it reminds me of? Forget Ares. It reminds me of Suicide Squad when they had like Diablo looked good, but then it just no.
The other guy.
Yep. Yeah, it did not look good. And whoever's doing the CG for this, and I think it's Zack Snyder company, they need to get a new one
immediately.
They need to divorce everything that's Zack Snyder from this universe, and I think if they do that, it'll be
the guy
better.
who said that Zack was who said Zack had good ideas.
And you were, I'll give it to you. Yeah, you were always against him, and I'm like, I think Zack is good when you keep him in check.
No. This motherfucker can't color inside the fucking lines. The Flash is fucking blue, Kriss.
Oh yeah, they still get
it's the simplest shit in the world. He's missing layups. Aquaman looks ridiculous when he's swimming. Like I'm rewatching the trailer right now while we're talking. This shit is remember
when people were trying to tell us that they saw that first trailer and they were trying to tell us that the CG in DC is better than like the airport scene.
Trying to fight us on Twitter. I was like, motherfucker, what? Look, so don't trust my lying eyes, trust you, huh?
Look at that Aquaman. Look at this stuff. Look at this Aquaman. I'm like, are your eyes bad? Like, are you? Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's just.
This is terrible. I'm rewatching it right now. Why? Oh yeah. It's also another example of you need you to Feige because who cut this trailer?
Yeah. As somebody who's seen the Flash suit up in person now, because I was at San Diego Comic-Con, they had it on display. Good God, that suit looks terrible, even in person.
I knew it.
It looks.
I was worried you guys just mean you have to.
No. It's fucking. I fucking still hate the suit. I still fucking hate the suit. It's a fucking terrible suit. Like here's the thing. I hate the suit, but then you look at the fucking the previews of the upcoming Flash season. He's got a new fucking suit. It looks better. It looks like the suit in the comics. Like, how does the
We're
TV?
getting closer to yellow boots.
How does the suit in the TV show look better than the goddamn suit in the goddamn movie? What are you thinking right now? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I wasn't going to do this today. I wasn't going to get upset about the Flash suit. Okay, let's move on from W. Before we get into the Marvel stuff, because I was at that panel, let's talk about some stuff. The Defenders. Apparently,
you said you were doing Marvel stuff.
Oh, well, I'm talking about like the Marvel Studios, like the movie stuff. This is stuff that like other stuff in here, like Marvel TV. Let's do Marvel TV now. Marvel the Defenders.
To whip all y'all's asses.
Huh? You said what?
Defenders finna whip everybody's ass.
Apparently, people who have seen the first episode said, because they showed the first episode at the Defenders and the panel, and I saw this trailer and all the feelings I had about Iron Fist and making me kind of nervous, gone. I'm in. I can't.
They vindicated that entire season of Iron Fist, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if they vindicated the entire season of Iron Fist.
He had to be. You had to hate him.
Well, no. I think the quality of Iron Fist is just not good. So yeah. Now but here's the thing. I'm okay with hating. I was always okay with hating Danny Rand because that's just Danny Rand, right? Yeah. But I'm so into Defenders. I cannot wait until August 18th. We're gonna do this year. We're gonna do something different this year. And going forward with these Netflix shows, we're gonna break them out so we're not trying to review the entire season into one episode. We're not gonna do every. I can't do every episode. We're gonna break them out into chunks. So this is only 4. This is only 8 episodes. So we might do 4 and 4. So we'll do 2 episodes of 4 episodes at one time and then 4 going on. But I can't wait for Defenders. Like, that trailer had me. I am so down for this shit. I'm in. I can't wait. Oh, and by the way, and the Punisher's going to show up. Oh, okay, all right. I can do that. Still not sure about the Punisher TV show.
By the way, that Punisher trailer, that looks bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I didn't even see the Punisher trailer, so I didn't even see that. I didn't know they had a Punisher trailer.
Let me see if I can. I thought it leaked. Maybe I caught it and then kept taking it on. But
yeah,
I'm good to me.
I'm not looking forward to the Punisher because I don't know what you do for the Punisher. So, here's something that this is gonna be hard. I think we're gonna review this, but it might be a rough. What do you think about Inhumans, man?
I'm in.
Totally,
I think they've nailed it. I know. I see people's concerns about wigs and shit, whatever, dude. Like, if the show's good, guess what? You're gonna look past that shit.
Well, here's the thing. I think the second trailer they showed should have been the first.
Yeah,
hell of a lot better. Way better. The trailer they showed at San Diego Comic-Con, infinitely better than that first piece of shit they put out. All right. I'm concerned because the person who's running this show is the one from Iron Fist, and I think Scott Buck needs to go away. You need to take him away from this shit. Because
tonally, they've been the notes have been hit properly.
Maybe so, but I think that it just I don't know. I don't feel like it meets that Marvel quality. It's like with Iron Fist. Iron Fist felt like it didn't nail the quality of it. But then when I see Danny Rand and Finn Jones in the Defender trailer, I'm like, I like this. I just from seeing him in the trailer, I'm like, I like him more already now. Like, I just feel like not like I like his character. I think he's still a privileged dick, but I like the way he's doing it, and I think it's because they gave him. He had more time. I think he had more time to shoot Defenders than he did for Iron Fist.
I agree with that too.
And same thing goes with Inhumans. Inhumans kind of feels rushed. I think what you're saying with the tone, dead on. I think the tone is fine. I'm not sure if the quality
might be missing.
I think that's what's going to happen. We'll find out because we're gonna see the first episode and then we're gonna review the season until that Shield come back, which I can't wait for. I can't fucking wait for. So we'll see. Like I said, I saw the trailer for the Gifted. I'm in. I'm gonna take the weight on that one.
I'm giving you 2. You got 2 episodes to get me in.
I got you.
And know that I want to be in.
I got you. I'll let you know. So I'm gonna try to do that. Just see. Bright on Netflix. I think here's the thing, and this might be
Will Smith and
the Will Smith it was like Lord of the Rings meets End of Watch.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think it's an interesting concept. I think I want it to be good. It's not gonna be good.
Fair.
I don't think it's gonna be good. Like, I want it to be good. I want to get excited. I really want to. I think the concept is interesting. I don't think it's gonna be good. Like, I honestly thought that it might have worked. You couldn't get Will Smith to do this. It might have worked better as a TV show. As a movie, I'm concerned. I don't think you nailed it as a movie, but we'll see. Here's the thing. It's on Netflix, so it don't cost me nothing. I'm still gonna watch it. So
that's fairer.
Right. All right. So let's get into this. Let's just get into the heavy hitters and let's get this because I gotta do a quick call at 3:00. So I gotta knock this out. Talk about that Marvel stuff, man.
Thor's coming for you.
Everybody
slipped on Thor. Get your wallets ready.
So first, before we get to Thor, them casually dropping that the Skrulls are going to be the enemies that Carol Danvers and Nick Fury are facing.
So what you're telling me is Phase 4 started in 1990. I love you.
And Sam Jackson had both his eyes, which means he loses one of the eyes. Or he's
a fucking Skrull.
He's a fucking Skrull. Which is how
let's fucking go.
Like
Marvel. Yes.
When you're trying to figure out how do you go forward in Phase 4, and then you tell me that Captain Marvel is about the Skrulls. Well,
and it's a flashback.
That
we cool. We got you.
This is how you do a flashpoint without really doing a fucking flashpoint, because everything you know now is a goddamn lie.
You know what that was, Chris? That was Pulp Fiction. The wolf is coming. They'll be there directly.
Right.
Oh shit, man. All you had to say.
Oh shit, Negro. Like, nigga, are you serious? And they look like Skrulls. Like, and again, understand.
They look like a Skrull.
Like, look, and I get they share them with the Fox, and Fox has the Super Skrull.
So I think it's just like with Quicksilver, where they could call him Pietro, but couldn't call him Quicksilver.
Right.
They're going to be able to use Skrulls. They can't use Clerk probably.
Right.
The Super Skrull.
Right.
Fine.
Right. Look. Fox ain't gonna do shit with this. And here's the thing. I think did Fox announce that they're gonna do a Doctor Doom movie or something like that?
No. It was not an announcement.
Okay.
The director, the showrunner for Legion, was asked if he had any other projects in the works with Fox. He says, "I'm working on a Doctor Doom movie."
Okay.
It's a very different answer than everyone's saying.
Okay.
It's important because that movie will never happen.
Right. Okay. Good luck with that. So you guys are gonna do the Fantastic Four again, and you don't have the Skrulls because Marvel's bringing the Skrulls to the MCU. Good luck with that. Let me know how that goes. All right, sure, whatever. Okay, sure, whatever. So that right there.
We're doing Skrulls again. Bet you not.
Right. So then we see Thor Ragnarok, which again, like you said, I think is going to
apparently 80% of the lines are improv.
I can believe that.
Have you seen them chilling with the director on social media? Like they still joke with the director. Like it seems like they had a lot of fun on set.
Yeah. And
it looks like it's going to be a fucking masterpiece. And it's apparently the shortest MCU movie to date.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sprint, which I'm here for.
Yeah. And the line about he's a work from friend came from a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yo, I read that too.
Like they getting me. Like look, I didn't go to WB this year in Hall H, but let me tell you something. When everybody's there for Marvel, everybody, you can let these motherfuckers
Marvel to fall off, get comfortable.
You can let people talk that Marvel versus DC shit all they fucking want. Everybody's there because WB always goes in the morning. People wait an additional
because they know.
People wait an additional 6 goddamn hours after waiting in line sometimes for a day, sometimes 2, to get in here for fucking Marvel. The press pit has gotten to be such a fucking problem that if you don't get in there early, they stop letting people in to go to the press pit. I was laughing at Bleeding Cool because they were trying to get all the people in there, and the lady was like, you can only get 1. All right? So, we did Thor Ragnarok. Again, everybody saw the new trailer. That's fine. Everybody's talking that trailer, and they also talk about the leaked Infinity Wars trailer, which, again, if you watch the leaked shit and you thought you saw some shit, that's fine, but trust me, it looks way better when you see the actual shit happening there.
That sound was Chris dunking on all of us.
Oh, no. Because what the dunk's going to be is what's happening next. Because the thing that didn't leak, that should have, that looks way better than anything you've ever fucking seen, even that leaked Infinity War trailer, is what they showed from us from Black fucking Panther. Motherfucker, let me tell you something right here. The shit they showed from Black Panther, and it's not done. All right? It's not done. That movie looks goddamn amazing.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, whatever, dude. Like, it's just a movie.
So you know in Priestess Run where there's that scene, that moment when he's in T'Challa shows up to the Avenger mansion, and I can't remember who the Avenger was there. It's something like no name Avenger who was there, who didn't know. But he'd never seen T'Challa without his costume on, right? And so they decide they got to go and they got to stop this I think Hydro Man or something like that. And so the Avenger goes, it was like, "Whoa, you got to change your costume." And so T'Challa's walking, and he's in a 3-piece suit, and it immediately changes into his costume, his Black Panther costume. Nigga, that shit happens in the movie. He's not in a 3-piece suit. He's in like his saw him give him the speech at the UN or something like that.
Yeah.
Nigga, that shit changes into his costume. It changes into the Black Panther costume. Oh, and same thing happens with like again, you see that scene where Eric Killmonger is Michael B. Jordan face off against Dora Milaje, right? The costume he's in right then changes into his Eric Killmonger costume that's like a jaguar head. Nigga, the shit's amazing.
I hope you're happy.
Like it's better than like you thought you lost your shit over the trailer. When they release the next trailer for Black Panther, you are gonna lose your goddamn mind. It is going to shut down Twitter. It is going to shut down everything. It is goddamn amazing.
I heard the cast got hyped.
They had never seen it before. That was their first time seeing themselves outside of their first trailer. Because even the first trailer it has some action in it, but the second trailer was so action packed. Like at one point, and again, you probably read the descriptions of it, where at one point, Danai Guerrero, her character throws her spear and it stops the car that Claw is in, and like Claw has his arm. We talked about it turning into a cannon. It's a cannon, dude. It turns into a cannon. Like I saw him with it, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna do it." Oh, they won't show it. They're not gonna. And he did. Like I'm sitting here watching. I'm literally losing my shit in the press pit because I'm like, they're gonna do it. I can't. They're. This might be the most comic booky movie Marvel has fucking done, folks. Like, I'm so fucking in on this shit.
They're hearing the scrolls in 1995 Captain Marvel. I'm about to get Secret Invasion on television. On big screen.
Dude, they're going there. Like they're
there.
They're already there. They're getting even more of it. Like they're you know what it is? They ease us into it. They're like,
oh yeah, you didn't even realize it happened.
Yeah. We gotta ease you. We gotta ease you into. We gotta ease you into being fans of this stuff. We gotta ease you. We can't go full comic booky right now. We're gonna ease you. And every now and then they went too far. They had to pull back because not yet. Not yet. We can't do it
like
yet.
With Thor, like remember the first Thor movie? They were like, they're just aliens. Nah, nigga. They had Hela say, "I am the goddess of hell."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready, Marvel. Let's go.
I can't wait. And I'm wondering what happens at the end of Thor Ragnarok that ends with Thor in space getting found by the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
they said it's not a spoiler, so maybe we may see that scene in Thor. That's what I'm thinking. Is we see that scene in Ragnarok. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking too. I think that happens. I think it might be an after credit scene in Ragnarok. Like it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Buckle in, folks. Marvel's coming for that. Marvel's coming for that shit, yo. They're coming for that cash.
Just direct deposit to Marvel. Just save yourself time, energy.
They're coming for that shit. They're coming for that shit. So, all right, folks. That was it. Anything else you want to talk about San Diego, or anything else you saw that you wanted?
Oh man, this has been great.
Yeah.
UDPod. We're coming up on podcast week. It's not next week, but the week after that, the week of the 14th to the 18th, there'll be one podcast every day on different sports topics. Listen to tomorrow's show or Sunday's show for more announcements.
Awesome. Real quick too, we're doing a Black Woman shout out this week. I told you we were gonna do something different. I'm shouting out Essence wrote an article here that says, "Dear cis people, it's time to turn to Black trans leadership." And here are 10 Black transgender women and non-binary activists you need to follow on Twitter right now. And they have a list of these 10 women. There's Angelica Ross, Elle Hearns, Janet Mock. Let's see who else they have on here. They have Ash Wilms, Kat Black, and okay, my computer is messing up here. Let's see, Lord Ashley Hunter. Let's see, Monica Roberts. I think it's Renea Gossett. And Raquel Willis, and was there one more? Tyler Ford. So I'll put all these names in there. Follow this. Again, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the educating yourself on transgender issues. So those are the Black women shout outs this is the Black trans women and Black non-binary gender conforming women shout out or men shout out out there for this week. So please educate yourself and do that out there. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'll be on UDPod tomorrow with Jax.
No. Jax is coming. Kriss is having to show up. Like this. Okay. I refuse to feature Kriss.
Okay. Hey, man. Hey, listen. We had fun. This is all your fault for the Hawkman shit. I'm just saying. You lost. Just saying. It all comes back. It all comes back to the Hawkman. After we finish this, I gotta go through and start digging through my shit to try to figure out what. You know what it is? You know the meme from It's Always Sunny with Charlie, and he's like going crazy. He's got the board
because of the mail.
Right.
I remember that episode, man. The gang gets jobs, man. Yeah.
That's me right now. We're trying to figure out the Hawkman shit in the timeline.
Remember, you read some of it in the JSA character corner.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying that I'm still like Charlie Day. I'm like, no. So here's what I figured out. I got this over here. I got lines all over the place. I got a dry eraser board going. No, gotta go over here, and this goes over here. But
why
first
do
you gotta go over
Egypt circled in question mark with another planet? Another question mark. Right. I don't know.
Hawkworld? What the fuck is Hawkworld? What are we doing? What are we doing right now? Anyway, folks. It's the Insanity Check. Thank you guys. It's been a blast. I'm glad we're back. It's a long show. We're back. Next week we have Joy from Black Girl Nerds on. I think after that is Justin from 3/5, and I think I have somebody at the end of the month after that. I'm not sure. I may not. I don't fucking know. We have premium shows coming out. Just go to mtrnetwork.net. Again, we'll announce soon on the show. I'll announce on the show when we bring the Patreon back. If we're doing live shows, I'm gonna be running some tests right now to see that shit works. Because when we do launch it, I want to make sure everything's working great. I'm gonna try to get a video together to explain what we're doing. Just pay attention. Just stay tuned. Got a lot of stuff coming back in. We're back in it. We're gonna do this shit. Hey man, we did a good job, man. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for dealing with my torture this episode. And yeah, folks, stay tuned. Insanity Check on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Till next time, we are out of here. Peace.